Hey, hello
Hey.
and welcome to another Monday Three Veterans Views panel. You may notice a slight difference today, and that is there's only two of us. Unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances, Gary can't be with us today. Modmin is also on a jolly. She's having a joyride on the Flying Scotsman. She has said she may pop on just so we can see it on the live stream. Very jealous. So in just a bit, we're going to be putting the link in the chat, and then we'll go from there. So, how are you, John?
I'm very well, Mikey. Yourself?
I'm alright, mate. Had another fall in the bath this time. Yeah. But and then I had two falls on Saturday as well when I was in town. When I was photographing the bikers events.
Is it spasms you're getting in your back, your spine?
Yeah. There's something wrong with bottom of my spine.
Yeah.
About a month ago, I had a really bad spasm in my bottom of my back, and I felt something go crack or crunch in the bottom of my back. And ever since then, it's not. It felt like my pelvis isn't quite stable, and it keeps getting hurt. It keeps hurting. And whenever it sort of goes to lock up, all my back goes into spasm, and all I can do is drop to the floor.
No, that's no good.
No. The doctors just said take painkillers.
Have you thought about say a 43-mile bike ride? Maybe that'll fix it.
Yeah, I can barely do a 43-yard walk, let alone a 43.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
We've got some people in the chat already.
Hooray.
We've got Jim says, good morning for me, good afternoon to the UK, and good late evening to Australia. Hello, Jim.
Hello, Jim.
To be fair, John did say, oh, Jim's in. I said, was there ever any doubt? Kaylee, Mrs. Connolly's in. Hello, Kaylee, darling.
Hello, Kaylee.
It's very strange because I can hear my voice in the living room. It's very strange.
Well, it's not echoing, so that's good.
No. Well, it's in the next room, so it should be right. Chalky says, stand by your beds, you horrible lot. Hello, Chalky. Jim says, hello, Chalky. And Chalky says, hello, Jim, buddy. We've got 6 people watching. Ooh, interesting. Ha 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 ha. James is in. Hello, James. Hello. He says hello.
Hello.
Yes. But those that are in the Discord, James is going to be running a Goblin Quest session soon for the Discord group. If you would like to join in, then let either me or Jim know in the Discord. Or just put it in the Discord. It's fine. Yeah, it's funny as hell. And I'm sure James will do a bloody good job of running it as well. Jim says, Kaylee, hello to you. And Chucky says, Squarish, hi. Oh, hi there. So, yeah. I wonder if Kaylee's going to join us on the channel today. She's in the room. I think she's doing some of her modelling. Oh, she's in the kitchen now. I can hear her. Yeah. What have you been up to this week?
Right, so I've joined. Well, I am joining my local Lions Club, and that's good. So they have obviously a monthly. Bunnings here is a local hardware store. What's your big hardware chain called in the UK, by the way?
B&Q.
Yeah, B&Q.
Yeah,
that's right. Okay. So charities basically do a sausage sizzle at the front of Bunnings, or Bunnos as we call it, and fundraiser. So all the money goes to the charities. So I helped them out with a barbecue on Saturday, and they were talking about, is there any charities that you feel you'd like to help out? And I mentioned Models for Heroes and stuff like that, and they said, "Oh, okay. So what do you got in mind?" I said, "I'd like to run local sessions at RSL, which is our Return Servicemen's League." And just one-on-one and showing helping veterans mindfulness exercise to combat PTSD and everything else. And they said, "Oh, sure." The president of the local RSL's a lion, so yeah, we'll talk to him. Maybe we can set you up with that and sponsor you. And I thought that'd be fantastic.
Yeah. Hey, who knows? Maybe you could get your dream moving.
Maybe, yeah. So yeah, I've always wanted since I heard of Models for Heroes. My dream is setting a similar charity up here because
Yeah.
I see the need for it, and it's something we don't have. So hopefully, watch this space. I'll let you know how that goes. Apart from that, Bron had today off, so I serviced the car. Well, I didn't had it serviced. Um, Washed them both and all that sort of stuff like that. So just pottering around the house, cut the lawn,
Cool.
yeah, that sort of gack. All good.
Cool.
Yeah.
What did I do? Okay, Saturday I photographed that bikers event
Yep.
when I had 2 falls. Sunday
How
I
big
did. I
balls?
edited 2 falls.
Oh, two. Right. Okay.
Stop getting sexy with me.
Mm, honest
um,
mistake.
Sunday I spent all day editing. I
Huh.
think it's Friday uh, or Thursday. Can't remember. I painted this guy. Oh,
Ah,
hang on, if I can autofocus it. Ooh.
Urban Rommel, yeah.
Yeah, it took me a day to
Oh,
paint.
oh, I'm loving the red color. That's awesome.
There you go. Yeah,
Nice.
only took me a day to paint.
Hmm.
So yeah, that was fun. And I won't focus on me. There we go. So yeah, and I've just literally in the last 10 minutes before we came on, I've done some grey primer on my horse, my pig, and my chicken.
Yeah.
Cockerel, ready for my farm. Well, not my farm, my friend's farm. We've got more comments already. Wow. Jim says, hello, mate, to Squarish. Toki says, Kay, hiya, hen. And Kay says, hi, all, kiss, kiss. Jim says, Ace Hardware is a national chain store in the US. Cool.
Oh, Home
I thought it
Depot.
was Walmart.
Hmm. God.
How cool is it that Walmart, which is basically like the American equivalent of Asda's over here, sell assault rifles and all sorts?
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah,
It's
go and
very
get your tin of
strange.
beans, get your latest AR-15.
Yeah. You
Cool.
know.
Duke says, "Good day from Oz, all you beautiful people."
Hey, Duke.
Good day.
Welcome back.
Jim says, "Duke, huzzah!"
Hmm.
And Choki says, "Duke, watch your mate." Stuart's in. He says, "Hi, hello, Stuart." Duke says, "I hope that you put the onion under the sausage at Bunnings." Ha 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 ha
You know I did. It's a rule here. You have to do that.
ha. Choki says, "Ronald is finished. Nice work, Ronald." Rommel.
Yeah, yeah. You
Erwin
should have painted
Rommel.
him as
Ronald McDonald.
Rommel McDonald. Just him with red
What?
hair and
How funny would that be?
yellow shoelaces.
Yeah, a 1/16th scale model of Ronald McDonald.
Oh,
That'd be creepy as hell, man.
oh yeah.
Jim says, "J'avais Herr General Field Marshal." Yeah. Chalky says, "Stuart, hiya." Modmin's in. She says, "Hello, folks. Just made it to the train museum. Jolly
Hmm.
good, old girl." Kaylee says, "We're flying over to Walmart." No, Kaylee, you are not buying an AR-15. I don't trust you with a bloody cork gun, let alone a real gun.
Yeah.
Tiffany says, "Sonic says hi to." Hello, Sonic. And Chalky says, "Tiff, thumbs up." Cool. So let's put this link up. And Kay says, "Why can't she buy an assault rifle?"
Aw.
For one, you wouldn't know how to hold it, let alone fire it straight. Let's put the link in. There you go. If you want to come up, then you just click on the link and come into StreamYard. You can join us on the panel.
All right.
Chalky says, "Family joke, we called him Ronald for some reason." Ah, gotcha. Makes sense.
Hmm.
All becomes clear. Yeah. Yeah. So I've not set up my camera or anything because we decided we just had to go shopping before.
Right.
Right.
Well, while you're doing that, I'll show you what I've been up to on the bench.
Go on, then. Go on. You do that. I'll
It's
put it on the big screen.
oh, very good. So this is
Oh, that's beautiful.
Edwards Camel and Co. Well, it's Biggles and Co. So going for that one, which is how Biggles aircraft would look if it was real, sort of thing like that. So so it's not looking like I was expecting it was going to. So you probably can't tell, but this one's sort of olive green and this one's brown. So the difference is one is a PC10, one is a PC12. These things predated FS numbers and BS standards and stuff like that. So I thought, well, how will I get the best coat of paint on that, to get it to match? So I looked up Wingnut Wings instructions on Scalemates, and they're saying a 50-50 mix of XF62 olive drab and XF10 flat brown. So I did that, and that's how it came out. Very much in between the two. It looks very brown, but it's not as brown as the actual brown, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, next step was I had bought these things. These are HGW wooden decals for the bits there that you could see. The wood color bits. That didn't go so well. So plonk them into water, and straight away, that's how they turn out. So they're just discombobulated. Every time I tried it, they just completely fell apart. So that went pear-shaped very quickly indeed. So then I had to revert to painting it. Oh, what did I do? Tan earth with a wood grain over the top, that's a clear brown over that. So it's looking very different from how it was going to look with those fascias, those decals. So that's no good. So as a result of it, just looking nothing like that and more like that one. But we shall continue because, of course, this plane didn't exist anyway.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's PC10 or PC12, so I'm going to keep going, and I am loving this kit. It's such a good build. It's the second one of these I've done, but everything goes together so well indeed. So it's making me want to do another biplane.
Yeah. Well, we have more, and we have more to do.
We do, yeah. And it's you can't really tell, but all the interior that's photo etch seat belts, and in fact it's a photo etch seat and stuff. I do have no, I won't bring it up. Oh, well, if it's on my iPad, I'll show you. Let's have a look. Sorry, bear with me. We've got 2 hours.
It's all right. Duke says it's law here in the United States of Australia to put the onion under the sausage at Bunnings. Someone slipped over some onion and they blamed it on putting the onion on top.
They sued Bunnings, so you have to put the onion under the sausage.
That's ridiculous.
It is. It's bullshit. Oh, but then again, so that's in the interior of the Camel, and you can't see much of it, but it's as you can see, the seat there is the wicker is actual photo etch and stuff like that. And the dashboard, it's beautiful kits. These love them. So I'm really enjoying that build. But I won't be doing this now because it's Diorama Monday.
It is.
That's just fallen apart a bit more, but yeah, they're just cactus.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Kaylee says that's ace.
Biggles was, in fact, yes.
Was an ace. And Chalky says Sonic. Bro, I found us a new camping spot. Is it by any chance in North Wales, Chalky? That'd be cool. So let's get on with the show. Hello, Jim.
Good morning, and how are we today?
Oh, just peachy.
Excellent. Glad to hear it. Looking very good. Your general. It's General Herr. It's Jawohl, Herr General Feldmarschall. You got to have that hard G on the general.
General.
Herr General.
Yeah.
That's, as a matter of fact, in the film A Bridge Too Far, just before Gene Hackman jumps out of the plane, as the Polish airborne general, he says, "God bless General Montgomery."
General.
I guess it's a Central European thing. I think
Ooh.
the Polish pronounce it that way too.
We have
So we
someone
should
new
say
coming on.
Geronimo.
Guys, we have
In
someone
certain
new
parts
coming
of the
on.
world, I would guess so. Yes.
We have someone
Anyway.
new coming onto the panel.
I'm sorry, sir.
We have someone new coming onto the panel.
Ah, good. Welcome him in.
Anyone want to guess?
I'll say Mr. Morris.
Nope.
Oh,
Oh,
You're putting your camera
wait a
on.
minute. We don't see a picture. There's just a name.
Yeah. I'm not sure what she's doing.
Hold
She's trying
on.
to sort it out.
there she is.
Good morning. Glad you
Hello.
could join us.
This is, of course, my lovely wife, Kaylee.
Yeah, good morning, Kaylee.
I'm not your lovely wife, Michael.
Yes, you are.
I'm not.
You're
Or as
putting
I
your
used
camera
to
on.
say to my I used to say to my friends when I was a boy, when I would come over to their house, I would say, "Hello, Mrs. Connolly."
How do I put the camera on?
Down the bottom, there should be a under settings. It depends on. Do you have a gear down the bottom of your screen?
I think she's probably on a phone. I'll come in and sort it out now, love.
Okay.
Before that, Chalky says, if you find a nice and legal camp spot out of your way, I would definitely take a trip. I love camping. There are plenty of campsites around here, mate. We're in Wales. It's nothing but hills and countryside. So there's plenty of campsites and things. They're
Lots
pretty
of
cheap.
campsites.
How about going to the village, the Hotel Port Marion? Is that still available for visiting?
Yeah.
Ah,
I'll come in there now, okay, and sort your camera out. 2 seconds. You two keep talking.
Yeah.
I would love to go there. I would definitely request number 6's residence as the place to stay.
Yeah, you've lost me. I'm not sure.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm. It's a series, an old 1960s British television series called The Prisoner.
Oh, The Prisoner.
And,
yeah, I've heard of it. Not
Patrick
seen it.
McGowan. Yeah, and I was introduced to it at a young age, and so it's a very much a cult thing with me and a few of my friends. It's
All
not
right.
very well known, and it's not really, all that appreciated in a popular way.
And it's not Cell Block H. That's a different prisoner.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's more of a metaphor than anything else.
He usually comes up because she's got my camera there.
Stop Michael.
Oh, Gary's in. Good morning, Mr. Evans. Saw your Monday Matters earlier today. And very good. Some new interesting stuff coming out. And look forward to another raffle. I don't know if I'll be in on it, but I would. It's always fun to watch the guessing game that goes on when it comes to guessing what your what Nick provides as clues.
Yeah. Oh, I couldn't believe the size of his stash.
Oh,
Madness.
yeah. Oh, my God, you're right. That's right. He did show that today. Yeah. Oh, whoa. I feel sorry for those models down on the bottom. That's got to be a lot of weight they're carrying.
Kay will be back on shortly. Just switching devices.
Sure.
Okay. Well.
Kay will be
so
back
look,
on in a minute. She's just switching devices.
Okay.
So I've just diluted
guys,
some.
good morning. Sorry, go on.
Sorry, I've just diluted some tan earth in water, and I'm just running that over the paving I did last week, so that'll dry and sort of mute it down a bit. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, and you can, if you dab it as well with a bit of kitchen roll or something, it'll make it an uneven uneven colouring as well.
Yep, I'll try that later. There we are. All right.
She managed it. Hey, she's managed it. There you go.
Hooray!
Good morning.
Hi,
Nice
guys.
to see you.
And you.
Welcome. Well,
Thank you.
you're already there. You should be well. Well, anyway, welcome to the chat.
Right.
You want to show everyone how your lorry's coming, love?
My lorry, the one that you made.
Well, I haven't made it.
There it is. Okay.
Oh,
There you go.
wow.
Look at that, John.
Yeah, go on big screen. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Very nice.
You need to hold the camera.
There we go. Yeah. Oh, that's coming along nicely. I like that.
Now, remind me
the,
what that is.
That's the Opel
German
Blitz
fuel
truck. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's the first ever model that she's made.
Well, I like it. Very good.
Good on you.
Thank you.
Okay, does maybe switch the TV off, love, so it doesn't come through the microphone.
It's not on.
And it saves. All right, okay. Just checking because it was on when I came in. Duke says, "Good day, Gary. If anyone wants to pop on, then we've still got 2 more spaces. So there's the link."
Oh, I learned your the tip you told me about modifying the name. If you'll notice, my name has changed.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's my character on the Aussie Scale Modeler live chat. They insist I wear the pork pie hat. It's part of the uniform. Anyway, yes, I was at the IPMS National Show on Saturday. John, I'm sorry, I forgot to reach out to your friend, Mr. Goldfinch.
Oh, that's
not
fine.
Mr. Goldfish. So I had the note in my pocket and I forgot about it until I was on my way home. But it was a great event. I mean, boy, huge place. The hotel they were in was enormous, and the room that they had all the vendors in was just incredible in size. Everyone was there. ICM, Edward, Tamiya, Iwata, Squadron Mail Order. They're a United States brand. Sprue Brothers, another United States vendor.
Yeah.
A lot of different and a lot of smaller businesses like Custom Dioramics and AK and had their own booth there. They were selling their bottled version, the 10 mil bottles of the real colors off for $3 a piece. So I grabbed a few of those. But yeah, it was a nice. It was a busy day, long day. Got to make a few hellos to some people that I recognize out there on YouTube. But overall, the people who were there were very, very busy selling. There were a lot of people perusing and buying, and the models there were outstanding.
I saw some of the photos. There was some really outstanding things there.
Yeah. I almost wore my battery down on my phone taking photos of all the different models. There were incredible amount of original subjects too, kit bashes and sci-fi and just builder created stuff, combination kits, not just military or autos or anything. It's some great stuff, a lot of variety.
Duke says, "I'm working a night shift tonight, sleep studies, so I have to stay awake though."
Okay, all right. Well, I wish you luck.
So, Kaylee, how does it feel being on your first ever modelling show? Scale modelling show.
How does it feel? I don't know.
Builds one model, gets on a show.
Let's see, what should we change?
There you go. I think that's great. Yes. I got to come up with one for myself. Let's see. Edit name and headline. Okay, headline. Okay, that's the one I want to add. I got it.
Let's see.
Geez, that's not a bit narcissist. I can't even say that word. It's like Worcestershire sauce. I can't say it.
Worcester sauce.
Worcester sauce.
Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Just
pardon me.
say Worcester and
I speak it like an American.
Worcester. You can say Worcester, can't you?
Yeah, Worcester.
Worcester.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just Shire at the end of it. Worcestershire.
Worcestershire. Yeah, but for an
Well,
American,
saying Shire.
look at it.
That's
Well,
not Shire.
yeah, one thing we're cursed with here, Mike, is that we pronounce every letter of every word.
Yeah.
So, we'll say see you in Villers Bretonneux.
Ooh.
But rather than pronouncing it Worcestershire, we pronounce it Worcestershire.
Yeah, because when I was a kid, I'd look at the label and I'd say Worcestershire.
Yeah.
Worcestershire. Because,
Worcestershire.
where you say Lincolnshire, we say Lincolnshire.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I prefer Lincolnshire. It's just a little easier. It doesn't kind of go up and down in pronunciation. Kind of just flows like a linear thing, like Birmingham as opposed to Birmingham.
So what about Edinburgh? Do you just say Edinburgh, or is it? It's not Edinburgh, is it?
Well, when I was a kid, I called it Edinburgh, but like we could say Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and it's spelled the same way. But it's Edinburgh, but yet I still say Pittsburgh instead of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
Can you say Trefunon?
I'm sorry?
Trefunon.
I couldn't hear you, Mike.
Trefunon. Oh, microphone's the wrong way, that's why.
Yeah.
Trefunon.
I'm
still not closer to understanding either.
Yeah. Is that some kind of Welsh thing, or?
Yeah, it's the name of our town in Welsh.
Well, I'm going to need to see it, then practice how to pronounce it improperly, and then you can tell me how to pronounce it properly.
Hang on.
You got some comments.
There you go. I've just put it in. Just put it in the chat. Jesus, what the hell is that, John?
Have you seen
There you go. I've put it in there.
Treffinan.
So a question for Kate. A question for Kaylee. Trefunon, yeah. The Y is a U. Trefun.
Oh, okay.
So Duke says, "What are you building next, Kaylee Moo?" Oh, she switched to.
Oops.
Have we offended you? Oh. You all right, love? Oh, a battery's gone on her phone.
Right. Bugger.
What I'm building next is a house for Mikey to go and live in. He's going to live in a shed.
She's building a little garage for her vehicles. Oh, your camera's on.
It's not.
It is. Oh, no, it's gone off again.
It's not. Just remove me.
There
No,
we
it's
are.
on.
I'm seeing something.
Just remove me.
It's on the ceiling. Oh, it keeps flickering on and off.
Turn it off.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm building a house for Mikey to go and live in by himself. I'm bloody fed up of it.
She's making a garage for her vehicles.
Excellent.
She wants to scratch build one.
Okay. Sounds good. Fits in with what you and John and Gary are doing, scratch building item.
Yeah. Duke says, "I didn't know that you were bald, Jim."
Try my best.
Well, now the secret's out.
Dances with Aardvark says, "To pronounce Worcestershire sauce, you have to learn to pronounce aluminium first. Good afternoon."
Oh, yeah, the extra I. Yeah. That's but go ahead with the comments. Go ahead.
Yeah. Then I put Trefunon.
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 Trey.
Trefunon.
Funon.
Fana.
Yeah. Fun on.
Okay.
Trefunon. Yeah,
Try
it's Welsh
that.
for Holly. It's Welsh for Hollywell.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I just learned a new word.
In another language.
Aye.
Duke says, "Oops, I better not ask any more questions." Ha 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 ha. So, like I say, if you want to come up on the panel, the link is in the chat. Feel free. You are more than welcome. If we get someone that's new coming up, then even better. Kaylee's gone back to the chat and she says, "Ha ha ha ha."
Well, it's interesting you're talking about the word aluminium. Years ago, when I worked at the first metal fabrication place I worked at, the man who trained me was born and raised in India, and he moved here when he was in his, I believe, his early 50s. Anyway, when we would talk about certain materials we would work with, like stainless steel or cold rolled steel, and he would say aluminium.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I believe it was an influence of growing up in India, which was a prime British colony for for a long time, and it was no doubt part and parcel of the English language you learn to speak.
Yeah.
That and the fact that every other nation on Earth says it one way, except for Americans.
Yeah, well, I agree. You're right, John.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. Yeah, and I've been involved, not been involved. I've been witness to people saying no, it's aluminium, and others say no, it's aluminum. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, 6 of one or half a dozen of the other. It's
Exactly.
at the end of the day, it's still the same thing. But
Yeah.
for the sake of being open-minded and adapting to it, I'll just say aluminium, because now on reflex I'll say aluminum. But that's just a product of growing up in the language I've learned to speak.
Yeah.
So it does make sense in the aircraft industry, because most aircraft are made of duraluminum, which is obviously an aluminium alloy, and it's usually 60-40 aluminium to pure aluminium to increase in tin and zinc and all that sort of stuff like that. But of course, the rest of the world then struggles with it, because we just drop it every time. Instead of saying duraluminum,
Yeah, there's a color of that now too. You can get a few companies make that paint color.
Yeah, well, that's why, because
it's
a natural metal finish. But most people I know just duraluminum.
Yeah, I struggle with it too. I stumble across that all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. But I had somebody saying, like, that's not how you say it. Americans say it this way. I'm just thinking, well, no, I've been to the Lockheed Martin production line and I spoke to the guys building the planes. That's how they pronounce it. But as we said last week, it's like solder and solder.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Right. Solder and solder. Yes. Yes. That's right. Yes. That one surprised me when I heard it. I was like, okay, solder. All right.
Yeah. And I was like, solder? Silver solder? What the hell? Yeah, spell it.
Oh, Mikey,
SOLDR. I'm just thinking, okay, say it. Solder. Spell it again. Just going in circles.
Mikey's froze again. He's about to show us something, and he's locked.
That's the Schwimmwagen, I believe.
Is it? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yes.
There you go. So Kay's made that. If I can focus it.
It's not so much focus. I think your signal's a little jagged right now. Everything's
there we go.
Oh, there it is. It's getting better. Yeah. Okay.
She's made that as well.
Yeah, the Schwimmwagen. Yeah, go across the Rhine.
Yeah. She's done her own little versions of them.
Very good. Very good. I like that. You're mirrored, Mikey, so it looks like you're using your mouse left-handed.
Oh, yeah. So, for some reason, it's always every time I do it, it's a different way around.
There you go. That's the Mikey I know and love. That's the right-handed man I know.
Yes.
Interesting. I am a southpaw, and I use just by learning to adapt, and it wasn't anything deliberate. It just happened. I navigate with the mouse strictly with my right hand. Just because every computer I've ever gone to, the mouse and the pad have been on the right side.
Yep.
So
No,
one time I moved mine over to the other to practice, and it's like trying to write with my right hand. I can't do it on my left.
Yeah.
It
I
can happen,
can't.
but it would take a lot of practice.
Yeah, I can't use a mouse in my right hand. I'm a southpaw as well.
No,
That's
hello there, fellow Southpaw.
Well, it's one of the problems with being a twin, identical twin, is, Paul's right-handed, I'm left. His hair swirls one direction, mine swirls the other way. He's handsome, I'm not. We're completely sort of opposite, similar.
Well, John, in this wonderful world of love and peace and happiness, you're both handsome.
And you're delusional.
Yeah. Hey, what I find semi envious, but not really much because I don't mind it anymore, is that I see men around my age who have a full head of hair, and I shaved my head because I had the male pattern baldness come in fairly early in my life, starting in my 30s, and it was only in my early 50s that short of late 40s, I just shaved the head completely, and I'm happier with it this way than I was before. But no, a full head of hair is just not part of my family DNA.
Yeah, no, that's fine, but it's got to be. It's something that I don't understand. Like, for instance, so I'll go to the other camera, so the viewers at home can see.
Before we do that, just go through these comments.
Yes, sir.
Steve says, "Hi guys, might I ask what you as panel is?" Yes, I missed the V off. Ha ha ha. I've corrected it now, I think.
Hello, Steve.
Dances with Advark says, "That one grinds my gears at the moment is pundits instead of correct pundits."
Really?
Yeah.
Who says that?
Interesting. Pundits. Yeah. Duke says, "Here's a couple of Aussie town names for you: Gumaracha, Goondawindi, Wagga Wagga, Wankadunga, and Wallamulu."
Whoa! Holy moly!
Okay.
You can tell they're Aborigine, can't you?
Well, I don't think you got any of them right, but close enough.
Go on then,
I
John.
like Wagga Wagga myself, man.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of Walla Walla, Washington.
Walla Walla, Washington.
Walla Walla, Bing
have another
Bang.
crack, Mikey.
No.
I'll try not to laugh out loud.
Go on, you tell
Steve
us.
just added something, Mikey.
Gumaraka.
Gumaraka. I wasn't far off. I said Gumaracha.
That's home
I
of
just
the
said it in a
giant.
Mexican way.
Yeah. Aussies like big things. You probably.
Hey, Mike, I think you were giving a little Mexicani pronunciation of that.
Have you heard that Aussies like big things? Like, we got a big prawn, a big koala.
I don't want to know what.
Gumaraka is the big rocking horse.
Yeah, your missus did say she likes big things.
What?
So yeah, Gumaraka, Goondawindi, Wagga Wagga, Wakachunga, and Walmaloo.
I'm guessing those are Aborigine words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say they would be. Yeah.
May I ask? Well, you want to finish the comments here, Mike?
Yeah. Steve says, "I just picked up a small pack of AK weathering pencils to give them a try. Have any of you used them?" I haven't, although I was thinking of getting some.
I have not either. I've heard they're good, but I have not yet purchased any.
Yeah.
There we go. There's one man.
Yep. Ooh, let's bring him up.
Steve's getting brave.
I know. I just comment earlier before you go on, Mikey.
Yeah.
So I don't have a full head of hair, but I've got a full head of hair. It's thinning because I'm aging. So when I step out of the shower, it sort of like it looks thinner, and then when it dries, it sort of fills in a bit. But anyway, I'm balding. It's a male condition.
I'm way ahead of you, John. Look.
Yeah. But what's odd is, like, I could be standing next to somebody who's bald, and somebody would be saying, "Oh, I like the grey. How do you do that?" And I'm just like, "Yeah." But then say, "Oh, it's so much better than going bald." And I'm standing next to a bald guy. I'm thinking, how do they feel right now? Apart from the bald guy going, "Yeah." So the fact is, I'm never going to criticize anyone for being bald because they can't help it either. It's like, I can't help being ugly. But anyway, moving on.
My dad and my granddad are bald.
Yeah. All right, so weathering pencils. So I don't have a great range. What I got? Medium rust, light rust, black, rubber, sand, olive green, aluminum, and strong ochre. I think they're great. Certainly with aluminium.
Okay.
If I get a...
Do you use them often, John?
Not as often as you think I would. But say if you, with an aircraft or whatever, if you go bit of a scratch underneath the on the wing, so yeah, you can get all little sort of like bits of paint coming off. It won't come up in the camera, but rust and all that sort of stuff. And what's really good is, apart from getting rust color, if I dip these in water, they do flow a lot more. So you can just sort of move them all around and all that sort of stuff like that. They work really well, and they're cheap as. So about $3. It's about £2 each or something like that. That's probably about.
Oh, you bought them individually.
Yeah, well, you can buy them in
Okay.
a set, or you can go into, say, a brick and mortar store, and they'd have a rack, and you just choose which ones you like.
Okay.
$2 about a halfpenny, isn't it? $2
Well, it's about I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I find them quite useful. As you can see, I don't use them anywhere near enough because I've had them for about a year or so, and none of them have been sharpened yet. But no, I wouldn't say avoid them. I reckon they're great.
There we go. Dances with Aardvark says pundits come up regularly. Now you know you will notice it.
I'm sure I will now.
Well, I'll give my ears an extra tune into that word and see what I come up with.
It'll bug the hell out of you now that you think.
Probably so.
Steve says, Jim, is that tank finished yet, or are you still slacking?
Well, can I answer now, or do you want to go through the comments first?
Go for it.
Well, it's done essentially. I mean, for all intents and purposes, I just haven't displayed it yet or finished it. I mean, there are some extra gear items I want to add to the rear engine deck. We're talking about the Achilles. So as far as the finish, and I want to install the crew, which I haven't done yet either. But slacking, yes, I have been slacking the last week or so. And then Saturday, after coming home from Wisconsin, I brought home apparently someone's cold virus because I've been feeling worse and worse as the last 24 hours has gone on. So
don't die on us, Jim. We need you.
I'm sorry?
Don't die on us, Jim. We need you.
Yeah. Well, I have quite the sore throat, which is not going away, and that for me is always a harbinger of a cold virus. Anyhow, no, the tank is done. I'll have to post some pictures, but again, I got to get that Discord mess figured out. I still haven't tried that again. That was a bummer to me because I was really having fun with that, and then to have that whole problem prop up, it just, like I said, I have a short fuse when it comes to technology issues.
Yeah. Tiff says, Chalky. Sonic says, awesome. He emailed you the other night. He says. So he say.
I was going to do the camera. I won't.
John, may I ask a question?
Please.
Okay. Being in Australia, how much of the Aborigine language, custom, culture are part of the national, sense of like communicating? I mean, the names that Duke just posted, are I'm guessing all Aborigine. But is it part of your culture? I mean, for yourself perhaps and your friends, are there maybe words or phrases in Aborigine you would say to one another?
No, not really. No. The problem is, and look, this is the thing. So talking about this, there's going to be some people that would probably get upset and all that sort of stuff. But I'll just tell you pretty much how it is. The difficulty is, like, I don't know how many what you'd call Amerindian, so the Native Americans,
yes,
tribes and languages there were. I could think you probably had about 30 that I know of, maybe, as an ish. there's too many languages here. So
Okay.
each region, each tribe, for want of a better word, had a total different language, and they couldn't talk to one another. What am I looking at there? What's
come
that?
on. It's not
Stigmata?
focusing.
Getting there. Got it.
Kay's made some
What is it?
135 leaves.
Oh wow!
nice.
Little punch.
Was that from one of those leaf punchers, or did she?
Yeah.
Oh,
There you
yeah. I've been meaning to get one of those for the longest time. You can get them at a lot of arts and crafts stores.
She's having fun making all little different things.
Yeah.
So the more time goes on, the more tribes you hear about. So a case in point, around about 20 years ago or so, what they were saying is, well, we don't like the term Aboriginal. It's not our word, you know. We prefer Koori, right? But then another tribe said, well, hang on, that's your tribe. We're another tribe. Like
You don't
we're,
speak
say,
for us.
yeah, Wurundjeri and all that sort of stuff. So,
Right. I see.
or Wurundjeri, and then you got all, you know, and they go on and on and on. So the more time goes on, the more tribes we're hearing about. Oh, they don't even call them tribes anymore because they don't like that. But it's all a bit. It keeps on evolving. So the latest is, like I was in Melbourne a week and a half ago or so, and when I grew up in Melbourne, you know, I'd heard that there was, you know, the Wurundjeri people were the traditional owners of the land where Melbourne is. But now there's three of them. Two other tribes have popped up, and I said, "Hang on," to Paul. I said, Where are these names from?" "Oh, yeah, well, yeah, they were further up the Yarra." "Oh, so whereabouts is the boundary?" "Oh, no, there is no boundary because, you know, borders is such a European term, and you know ours were okay. So where did your people stop in the language, and what was it cut off? You know, because they would have
They
been
still had
warring
territory.
factions." Yeah, but what they're saying is,
Still had
"Oh,
some form
no."
of territory, didn't they?
Yeah, but they're not actually drawing where that was because, you know,
They
one
don't
would
know.
be having to concede land. Yeah, exactly right. So, you know, to answer your question, Jim, it's a bit of a hot issue because it keeps on changing, and the more time
Okay.
goes on, the muddier it all becomes. So yeah,
Yeah. Sounds very similar to the issue that's not really brought up a whole lot, but yeah, the relation between, you know, American Indian and everyone else that's settled in the country after them.
yeah. My view on all of it is the only way forward is together.
Yeah.
And I personally don't like, you know, for instance, some people of that background would say, you know, well, the land has never, you know, it was, you know, Aboriginal land never seceded, never handed over, you know, there was no treaty.
Ah, okay.
Fine, but there was no organised nation either. You know,
Yeah.
everything they were literally as you could look at it. You know, nothing. I don't think I've seen evidence of them stacking one stone on top of another. So it's a bit hard to like. You know, my view is I'm as Australian as they are. I was born here as well as they were. I've got nowhere else to go. You know, I have to live
Right.
here.
Right.
Unless I live in another country. But I don't particularly want to leave it because I love it here as well. And you know, if you let me
And you'd have to have a
stay,
small
I'll look after it with you.
Yeah. I get you. Yeah.
People just need to stop being assholes. Learn from the
That's
past,
it.
not cling to it.
Yeah. And you know, it's all a bit, it's muddy. Yeah. Like there's going to be people watching this later on that will be angry. But you know, I'm calling it how I see it.
Well,
It's
you
like
know,
I want to live in peace with them
yeah.
because there is
We
no
come
other way
in
forward.
peace.
Yeah.
Then go in pieces. I think that's
Yeah.
what Dolph Lundgren said in reply.
All right. So my little diorama, I've done.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
So it's
Is
just
that
got all the diluted sort of like, you know, dirt tones on it and stuff. But I'm going to
right?
let that dry. I'm not really happy with that wall, but I'll sort of move around later on. But while that's drying, I don't want to play with it, so I'll put that aside and I'll just do something
Okay.
else. So what I'll do for the time being is try to re-rig this little albatross
Oh my.
because
damn, John,
Oh,
that looks awesome. That
it's a
is
little one.
incredible. You know what I like about World War I aircraft, especially Germans?
Everything.
The colors are outstanding. They just come out and grab you.
Right? Yeah. So this is difficult. It's a difficult build because it's so small. So compared to, well, it's not a same size really, but compared to 48 scale, this is very, very difficult to rig. So it broke when I moved house, and I need to re-rig a wing. So I'm going to be here trying to get my tongue right and stuff. See how that goes.
Chalky said,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mikey. Excuse me.
Duke says, I agree with you, John. And Chalky says, John, nice diorama.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I was going to say, John, you in Duke, you have one man who is not going to throw his mouse across the room and say, "How dare you say that, sir?"
No.
Apparently, he sees eye to eye with what you were just speaking of, which, as you said, is a vague and ambiguous, but yet highly contested topic. So
It
it's
does
best to
seem
just
to
leave
be
it alone sometimes.
a lot of it is about, I think, compensation.
Yes.
Money.
Our government has already apologised for things that have happened in the past, but eradication of their people and their lands has never been government policy here. It was in America, like there's evidence of
The Monroe
blankets
Doctrine,
being,
the Manifest Destiny, no
yeah.
doubt about it, yeah.
Here, there's not that. But obviously, if government had a particular view, what happened at the fringes of what we would call civilization, certainly the Western civilization, were never condoned by government. And some atrocities happened, but, it wasn't the norm. I think a lot of people on the fringes wanted to live with these people, and because they had a better life here than what they did in Europe in a lot of cases.
I would say so, seeing they were considered felons, basically, and left there to fend for themselves.
Yeah.
You could pretty much kiss the crown, loyalty to the crown goodbye after that. I mean, at least I know I would.
Yeah. Well, we haven't done that, have we?
Well, no, but I mean, I'm talking about the original. I mean, think about it. You're sending this ship. You don't even know where you're going. And you're left here in a world that you've never seen before, and certainly in a climate you've never dealt with before, going from England to Australia, literally around the world,
land where everything wants to kill you.
Yeah, right. Oh, exactly. Yeah. Andy's in the house.
AD's in, yeah.
80, excuse me. I'm sorry.
He says, "Hello, chaps from sunny Turkey. Hello, Adrian."
He's on
not
holiday?
So sunny Wales. He is.
Okay. See, I'm learning. You use holiday for vacation. We Americans, we say vacation. Holiday means like Christmas or New Year's or something.
So I bring this up every so often. I'll change camera. So the last wooden ship I finish is the HM Brig Supply or HMS Supply. Right, so this is the main logistics vessel for Australia's first fleet. Now the thing is, that's not much of a ship if you consider the Victory and everything else. And this had all of everything I brought with them to etch out a civilization. That's it. And it never made it back to England because basically they weren't allowed to go back. The ships would drop people off and then in a lot of cases just go off and do something else. But Sydney ferries are bigger than this. Like an exposed tiller. They didn't even have like a wheelhouse or anything like that. And this is pretty much like, get on this, and this is all your logistics for a new civilization. Have fun with that. And they just pretty much threw us away.
Roughly about 10,000, 12,000 miles too.
Yeah. And what's amazing is nobody died on the voyage over here.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa, that is a surprise.
In the entire first fleet. The second and third fleets, on the other hand, were horrendous. They were terrible.
Yeah.
But we're proud of our history. European and everything else. I mean, as everyone is from wherever they're living.
Even if people tell us we shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what Duke said. I agree, Duke.
Yeah.
Kaylee says, Awesome, John. That ship.
Yeah, that's a great ship model, John. I'm wow. Is that kit form or was that did you fabricate everything like the
No,
hull
it's a
and all
kit
that?
form.
Okay.
Let me grab the box.
Duke says, I think that the history should be known, understood, and we all move on together. Otherwise, every nation in the world can blame someone for something. Exactly.
Ah, there it is. Okay.
So yeah, that's the it's a Caldercraft kit, a UK firm.
It's very impressive, John. I tell you what, I build in such a linear fashion. I mean, armor and aircraft, to see other people build different subjects and so well, it's very impressive for me to observe. So much respect.
And stuff like that. Look, let me, just because I can, because this is going out to the world, I'll just read what it says here. So, HM Briggs Supply was launched in 1759 as a Deptford Yard transport. So it's not meant to go outside of a harbour, right? In 1786, she was converted to an armed tender. It was in her modified form that she wrote herself into history by arriving ahead of the first convict fleet in Australian waters. She was also the first to sail into Port Jackson. HM Briggs Supply is now known as the ship which Australia was founded. So there you go. So
now, John, when these people were dropped off in Australia, was there any did any English like authoritative figures stay behind, or were they just left to form their own society?
yes, so a governor was appointed before they left England. So he was going to be the governor of Australia, and that was Arthur Phillip, who was admiral. Well, later on, he was Admiral of the Blue. So I'm not sure if you're aware, but in British Navy, they'd have Admiral of the Red, Admiral of the Blue, Admiral of the White, and Admiral of the Yellow.
No, I never heard of that up till now.
So different fleets. So Admiral of the Red is, from memory, I think it's Mediterranean. The blue is like Pacific and all that sort of stuff, and white is around Africa and Asia, that sort of thing. And the yellow is a retired fleet, if you know, people without a commission, if you like. So he was Admiral of the Blue later on. So Arthur Phillip stayed for the first, I think, maybe 2-3 years, and he went home very ill. It made him very sick indeed. Plus he was stabbed in the shoulder by an Aboriginal guy, and that didn't,
that's not going to help him, is it?
No,
Yeah.
he had a bit of trouble after that. But he was a man of peace, and I think I look up to him a lot. Like, reading what he was saying is, as soon as I arrived in Australia, he's putting up notifications like government gazettes saying, the Indigenous people here are citizens of the King, and as a result of which we extend them all the common courtesies we do of any other person. And all that sort of stuff. So it was not eradication in any way at all.
Steve says, awesome ship. I'd love to build one, but the rigging totally scares me off, even trying.
I just love them. I love a challenge. Yeah.
Duke says, lovely work, John, on all your models and diorama.
Oh, thank you. It's my first diorama ever. No joke.
No, it's going very well, John. Congratulations. I mean,
coffee.
I see other people on other channels, they'll do diorama work and it's their first time. And, it's just a good example of what can be done when you just put your mind to it and give it a try. Don't try and be something else or let your sense of perfection guide you, because then you're ultimately going to get, I think anyway, you would ultimately be frustrated. But if you just let it go and follow, just let one thing after another occur, your inspiration. Yeah.
Stop beeping your horn, you fool. Get out of the car and actually go to the door.
Oh, you know what? I just realised I can't do this rigging. I'm out of
Pardon me, guys. I'll be right back. Gonna grab my coffee.
Yeah, no problems.
Yeah, I don't have any clear super glue left, I don't think. Do I? I've only got black super glue, and that won't go well with rigging. So, all right, I'll do something else then.
Whilst Jim's gone, if anyone wants to come back up, let me know. Oh, speaking of which, we have a celebrity. It is, of course, Mr. Gary Evans.
Hello, boys.
He's looking very dapper today.
Oh, shut up.
Mr. Gary Evans.
Oh,
There's a bit of a lag somewhere.
Hang on. Let me get rid of that. There you go.
there we go.
There we
Wait.
So
Hello,
the
Craig.
problem is with this, I can't cut and paste. I normally watch everything on everything's on Safari because it's a Macintosh.
Yeah.
But if I cut and paste the thing from the comments and go to
Yeah.
StreamYard, it doesn't recognize the bit at the end. It just takes me to StreamYard. So then I have to come out of there, go into StreamYard on Firefox because StreamYard doesn't work with Safari at all.
Correct.
I
I
don't
found
know
that too.
I don't know why.
Oh, it's just
What I did,
Yeah,
Gary,
it's
was
flying out loud. I don't know why they can't. Anyway,
I
hey ho.
opened.
But then I normally have 2 or 3 things running, and I have to remember to switch them all off. And there we go. We're in
What
now.
I
We're going.
did is I went into StreamYard, and then top right hand corner, you can make it into an app on your desktop. So you just click on the desktop
Ooh,
app.
Gary,
yeah. Doesn't work on Safari
Hey,
on
good
Mac.
man. Good man.
that's an old one. That number, that's an old player from back in the 70s. His name was Doug Plank. And if you ever
All right.
if you ever Google his name and watch some of his plays, you can see why the rules have changed in the NFL. He was what you called a headhunter back then.
There you go.
Yeah. Was he,
Anyway,
was he
good to
playing
see you,
around
Gary.
the same
Good
time as
morning.
Ditka was?
I'm sorry?
Was he playing around the same time as Ditka?
No. Mike Ditka played in the 60s. Doug Plank was
Okay.
in the mid to late 70s when
Right.
he played for the Chicago Bears. And his career ended because they did a medical examination of him at one point when he was coming up for a contract. And the team doctor ruled that, one more good hit here in the neck area, Doug, and you're going to be a paraplegic for the rest of your life.
Well,
So they didn't renew his contract. He wound up playing another year or so in another league. He was not hurt, thankfully, for his own good, but he did retire, and he's pretty. That's why if you're in Chicago and you talk to an older time Bear fan like me, they'll see this number, they'll know who we're talking about. In fact, the 1985 defense was named the 46. It was named after Doug Plank.
Excellent.
So a little bit of Bears history.
Mike Singletary was running that, wasn't he? The defense.
He was basically the captain of the defense. Yeah. He was basically the play caller. Yeah.
Hell of a player, Mike
Yes.
Singletary.
Yes,
Hell of a
he
player.
was. Yes. So I watched your Monday Matters today. I'm looking forward to the next chat and the next raffle and guessing game that we're going to have with the. With Nick's latest. What do you call that again? I forgot. I'm sorry.
Nick's conundrum.
That's the conundrum thing.
Nick's conundrum. Yeah. So a title that's a bit of a work in progress because I keep saying Countdown Conundrum after the popular Tea Time TV show over here.
Yeah.
Excuse me a second. I'm going to have to mute my camera. I just made a bloody mess, so I don't want to be cleaning it up on camera.
Yeah, you leave people like me to do that on our YouTube channels. That's essentially what my videos are all about.
I'll tell you what, totally loving that B26. That's a great model, and it's coming along very well for you.
It's also, hang on, I'll show you where. Oh,
hey Gary.
Yeah, it's now green and grey as well. So.
Oh wow, that's huge.
Yeah, yes, it is. This is a big kit, but it's coming on really nicely. I'm really, really happy with it so far. Also, painting my Lightning. My P38.
Nice.
That's coming out nicely.
What color did you use for the natural metal?
It's the Vallejo system, so it's a Vallejo. So I was just seeing a piece of paper on there. I'm just taking it off really carefully. A Vallejo gloss black primer, and then aluminium finish on top. For the moment. Nice. So that's okay. It's coming on okay. It's not as shiny as I would like, but then Maybe I don't.
When you put the
Unless
gloss
you
on,
do
that'll
foil,
change that.
sometimes you're not going to get it really, really shiny. I ain't going to be doing that.
So
if I
that's
may say- I'm sorry,
the
John, go ahead.
metal color, Vallejo
Yeah.
metal color range. Yeah,
It is. Yeah,
they're great, aren't they? Like those ones. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the stuff. Yeah.
yeah, they're wonderful.
I think
I like that. Yeah,
Oh, go
the
ahead,
burnt
Gary.
iron one is a very good gunmetal as well.
Okay.
Just found. Hey ho.
So
I
just-
said as well, how nice it is to see Gary with his hair done for a change.
Well, it is. I'm absolutely.
That's phenomenally neat for you.
I'm absolutely sweating like a 70s DJ today. It is so hot in here. I put the air conditioning on because it's just insanely hot, and then my hair stays in place because it's soaking wet. And it's horrible. I
okay.
really seriously have to have it cut this week. It is just beyond a joke now.
Yeah, I got a woolly jumper on. So what is it here? It's 10 degrees.
Oof.
It's colder than that in my car with the aircon.
25 everywhere in our house at the moment.
It's nice and cool here today.
Oh, it's pretty warm.
Sorry, I need to put that ship away. It's looking. It's on the ground.
I was going to say, Gary, as far as the lightning, I just bought an Edward P-51 kit over the weekend.
All right.
I noticed that in the directions, there's a large part of the aircraft that was painted a lacquer color, and there were portions of it that were natural metal. And I'm not sure, but that may be the case with the P-38 as well. I don't know much about the history of the aircraft to know that for sure. But a friend of mine told me about that years ago.
I think on the P-51, a lot of it was to do with the fact it was a laminar flow wing as well. So they ground down all the rivet heads were absolutely flattened and polished. Maybe it was some parts of the wing they could get away with putting a lacquer coating on for protection, and the rest of it they just had to have bare metal. I don't know. I'm not sure entirely. But I know in the P-51 it's like a stripe in the middle of the top of the wing. It follows the panel lines, and that's like a duller color. People just say, "I'll paint it normal aluminium or whatever."
Right.
To look a bit more dull. I guess because of that lacquer coating it would have had.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool.
So what are you working on today, Gary?
Well, I'm doing bits of the P-38. I've just sprayed the underside of the Chinook, the Matchbox Chinook. I showed this to John earlier. We were chatting earlier on Discord, but I'll show you now. I've been playing with those new AK acrylic pens. Yes. And I don't know. Don't know if you can. Let's see if you can. But the prop tips here.
Yes.
There we go. This one's here. Painted the props black, and that's just the pen yellow on top. One coat.
Oh, a lot better.
Nothing else. That's just really dense colour. The white tips on the prop bosses here. Just a dab of paint. Done. They're really, really good. Even on the back of the on the back of the Lightning here. When I took the tape off from this masking this line, the back end of the metal coat came off, and I've used the aluminium pen just to fill it in, and it's fine.
You pretty much could have used it for the whole plane by the look of it. I'm
beginning to think I could have done. Just needs a bit of tidying up to match it with the sort of the line needs to be a bit touched up. I think for large areas it doesn't give a flat enough coat. But for small things like painting wheels, there's a rubber black for doing wheels, stuff like that. It's incredible, absolutely incredible stuff, and very dense.
How much are they retailing at now?
The whole set of whatever it is was about 60 quid. There's 34 pens
about
in the set.
£2.50 each, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and you can buy them individually, obviously. I need to review them, and so I'll get the set. And,
got that standard.
One day I'll pay tax, and I can write stuff like that off against it. So there we go.
I like the packaging. ICM never fails to deliver in a solid boxing.
Well, AK. This is AK. It's beautiful.
Oh, I'm sorry, AK. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Nice.
I thought it was ICM. Pardon me.
The only thing is with it is that when it's nice and beautiful, but sometimes getting this top layer out.
Yeah, I
can
see.
It'd
be a bit frustrating. Yeah.
It's frustrating to get the top layer out.
What you could do, Gary, is run a length of ribbon along underneath it and hot glue it to the underneath.
Good plan.
So you just lift the ribbon out then.
That's a very good idea. For 60-something quid, I wish they'd thought of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
something that might cost like 2 pence.
just a little something, Mr. AK.
It's something you could put into the video, though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, hell yes. Oh yeah, definitely. But it's a good range of colours. There's a load of RLM colours, Japanese colours, American. I don't think there's much in the way. Oh, there's some stuff you could use for RAF colours as well, I'm sure. But also for things like doing figures, pilot figures. Someone was on the channel the other day, said they tried it out on a pilot figure, and it was brilliant because they're quite fine tipped. And as I say, with a really good pigment density. Yes. Like that yellow, you could do like a Mae West or something on a pilot really easily. Just dabs of colour, you know.
Yeah, I as a regular user of lacquer paints in my for my hobbies, I got to say that I use just about every brand out there, but AK is one of my favorites because it's easy to use, it's super durable, and when thinned properly, it goes on like ink from a pen. It's really good stuff. I can't say enough about it. And yes, you have to properly ventilate and protect yourself. That I don't really. I mean, I don't know. I take pains to make sure I mention that, but I would think that would be.
We abide with PPE regulations at all times, Jim.
Yeah, that's true. But in fairness, I would think that would be foremost in people's minds, is that yes, proper ventilation is necessary.
Absolutely.
So how do you like the ICM paints? What do you think about them as
really enjoying them? I will say that their transparent colours are terrible. With the B26, I'm trying to do everything with ICM colour, ICM paints, everything. So the wingtip lights, they say the bit behind it gets painted pale blue. I don't know whether it does or not, but hey, I just follow the instructions. And then you put either red or green transparent on the light fitting. Well, I put a little bit of, put a bit of chrome pen down first to get a nice reflective surface to put the transparent on. Need a bodden because the transparent you can't see through. It's terrible.
Oh, really?
I haven't tried any like proper. I'll use the phrase proper acrylic, and I know some people are going to say, "Oh, they're all acrylics, depending on the type of the blah 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 blah." But by proper acrylics, I say Vallejo, AK, MIG, whatever. I've never used any of their clear colours. The only clear colours I've used have been Tamiya.
Yeah, those are great. Their clear colours are awesome.
These, which are beautiful, and they are properly clear. And you thin them down, and you can spray them, and they come out like.
Yeah, I agree.
Stained glass in the church. I mean, they're beautiful. All of the ones I actually did try some paint some onto some spare transparencies from the ICM, and half the yellow you can't actually see through.
Oh, really? It's
transparent yellow, dudes, and it's terrible. So that's the downside. The metallics are beautiful. Their metallic bronze and metallic gold are really, really nice. The gunmetal I really like. And the rest of the colours, they're really good fun to use. They come out very, very matte. They're
yeah, I saw the fuselage of the Marauder, and that green is about as dead flat.
And the nice thing is, as you're spraying it, you can watch it. You know, you can just keep the pressure on and just blow dry it right there, and you can see it dry because it's so matte.
Right.
And so you can keep putting it. I did some pre-shading on that, and it's just really easy to control the degree of pigment going down. I really like them. Really like them.
Now, another question I have is,
things are they're so small.
Oh, how much in them? How many mils?
It's 12 milliliters.
Oh, it's not bad. That's not bad.
Better if it was
I
a
did
dropper
ask whether they're thinking of making bigger bottles. Valeria said, well, they're designed for like 1 or 2 kits.
Yeah.
So how big? I'm looking at a Vallejo one. How many mils are they?
Vallejo 17. The eyedropper bottles are all 17.
17
Yeah.
mil. Yeah.
Yeah.
The bottles like Tamiya and AK that they dropped, they're no longer used. Those are 10 mil.
Yeah, the
And,
Atom, the new Atom ones are 20s. The
20.
Ammo Atom
Okay, wow.
was the 20s.
Okay, how do you like that paint?
Oh, well, that's another level. That's another level.
Is that a good? Is that a good thing?
Yeah. The first thing I did with them was the ME262 HG3, the swept wing, swept wing.
Okay,
and that's got 1 coat of color.
Wow.
And it's just looks amazing. I didn't have to do any panel washes, pin, anything. It just sat into the model. The model's nicely molded as well, to be honest. But it just sat into that wing, and I thought, that's my work is done. I actually don't need to do anything more. 1 coat, and it was absolutely spot on. The colours are beautiful as well. Really, I like to sort of keep away from saying too much about accuracy of colour, but the colours pleased me the way they could turn out. What I imagined
I think that's the best any modeler can.
Colour would have been, sort of thing, rather than, oh my god, that's the most spectacularly accurate RLM, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
For so many reasons.
Yeah, that's
but
perfect.
to me, I made it, and it just looked spot on.
I don't know if you could read that. Royal Caroline.
Oh wow!
So this is another wooden ship that I've done. This is a previous one. I'll just pick it up. It's a bit bigger than the last one. So
I got a couple more questions for you, Gary, regarding this stuff, but let's.
Okay. Oh man, look at that!
It's huge, isn't it?
The thing of beauty.
Yeah, so this is very well compared. Oh, it's heavy too. Compared to the last one, it's very ornate. This is a royal yacht like the Britannia. This was built to pick up Queen Charlotte, married George III, I believe.
Yep.
1750 or thereabouts.
North Carolina named after her, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. So this took 11 years to build because I was doing a lot of warlike activities and stuff.
Yeah. You had other things to do.
Yeah, I was a bit busy, but it's come out. It's
awesome.
Come out
That's incredible. Yeah. I'll tell you, that flag is enormous.
That one.
Yeah. It's like half the back deck is the size of it.
Well, there's a contemporary painting of it. I looked this up earlier. So this is how she actually looked.
Wow.
So yeah, the flag I've got on this was quite a bit smaller than it actually was there. I'll zoom in a bit. But yeah, it was. Oh no! What happened there?
Dead there for a second.
This is just from Wikipedia. There we go.
Oh, well, then I know it's 100% accurate.
Yeah, but yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, John, I've been to the National Maritime Museum down at Greenwich, and I've seen models in there worse than that. Nowhere near that standard. That actually looks like museum quality work, friend. That really does.
Thank you. Sorry, Jim, how many have you built? Wooden ones?
Yes.
5.
The sailing ship models.
Yeah.
Wow.
None of them actually sail. So the first one is a Cuddy Sark, a Billings boat Cuddy Sark. It was like 1.10 m long. That went to God a couple of years ago. Then the Artesania Swift, then Arapicola Prince, then the Caroline, and then the Supply. So yeah, so I've got the Swift, the Prince, the Caroline, and the Supply left. I threw out the Cuddy Sark. I did a really good job of it. I just got sick of looking at it, if that made sense. Had to make room.
Was that Cuddy Sark the Revel kit, the 196 scale Revel kit?
Oh no, it was Billings boat one. It was.
Okay.
There's a
wooden one. That was a very popular model back when I was a younger lad.
John doesn't make cheap kit like us.
No, I do. I made the Victory, the plastic Airfix Victory. That I threw that out as well, but that came up all right too. It's a good kit.
He uses half the Amazon rainforest to make his models.
So, Gary, one question I had regarding the ICM paints, because they are water-based acrylics.
Yes.
Do they dry in the same method that Vallejo does, where it's got those polymers that have to dry from the inside out and require roughly like 12 to 24 for it to cure? Whereas, it's kind of rubbery for a while the chemicals work their way out and the paint cures.
I haven't noticed it that. I mean, the Vallejo has always, to me, I've used loads of Vallejo paints here. I always have, but they always have a slightly plasticky look to me.
Yes.
When they're done, whereas the ICM and indeed the Atom, they just look like matte paint. They look like completely matte finish, and I tend to leave them on anyway, and then maybe even varnish them before I start taping up and masking and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
but
I generally go 12 to 24.
Look than Vallejo, for example. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I generally go 12 to 24 for curing time for just about everything anyway.
Yeah.
But I was just curious to know if it worked the same way, because that took me a while to figure it out, and I didn't know until Phil Flory mentioned it on one of his shows that the paint dries from the inside out. You got to give it time. I was like, okay,
Makes
now
sense.
I understand.
Look at that massive rope there.
Dear God.
Holy
Crazy,
moly.
So that was the Cuddy Sark. Lot of rigging in that one. And
So did you go see the real thing when you're over here, John?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
absolutely.
thought that was I thought you were on board the actual ship taking photos of it.
What else? Oh, this was the plastic Victory I did. So that went
she
in
had
the
a lot
bin.
of guns on her. Man.
Yeah, 100.
Holy moly.
And where are we? Oh, this is the Prince, the Arapacola Prince. So that's
Nice.
Charles I's ship. That's one of the reasons I had the English Civil War.
Is there a guillotine on board?
No, that predated that.
That was the French.
No, it was a morbid sense of humor in reference to Charles. What happened to him?
Yeah. Yeah, and everything I learned from about the English Civil War, I learned from Monty Python.
Well, I'm sure Gary and John, the song by the Who called "Slip Kid." Yeah. Well, and if you remember one of the opening verses of the song, he says, "And I'm off to the Civil War." And I always tell people who listen to the song, I said, by the way, that's the English Civil War he's referring to, not the American Civil War. Because we in America think when you say Civil War, you're automatically referring to the war between the states.
Yeah.
That's because America thinks they're the only people who have ever existed.
That's true.
Not all
you're
of them.
absolutely right, Mike. Yeah, in a lot of ways, you're correct.
Yeah. So, are you going to, now that Biden's withdrawn, Jim, are you going to be running for office?
In as brief a way as I can say it, John, I wouldn't do that job if you doubled the pay that they give the current president now. No, thank you.
Okay.
That is talk about a no-win scenario.
Yeah, true.
No, I heard that over the weekend, and I'm not much into the news loop. I really don't pay attention to a lot. I should, I suppose, more, but I don't. Mostly because it depresses me. But that is now going to take the steam away from Donald Trump's "I'm a hero because I had the assassination attempt" publicity campaign.
Let's not get too deep into politics on it.
Yeah,
I agree.
Sorry,
I agree.
My bad.
Sorry, but anyway, no, I won't, and I don't know what's going to happen going forward.
Duke says, "I've learned everything from Monty Python."
Yeah.
And Steve says, "I'd vote for Jim."
I'd vote for Jim.
Thank you, sir.
Can you imagine we had Jim as president and Gary as prime minister? That'd be interesting.
You get a model. You get a model. You get a model.
Right, a 3D printer in every home.
Yeah.
A pint of beer for every press conference.
Okay, so here's a question to the hive mind. When I eventually get going and build this kit,
I like that. I like that a lot. That camel scheme is
Ooh,
beautiful.
nice.
Right.
Ooh, yes.
So then, which
I just
scheme
throw
would
my
you,
donkey.
gentleman and lady, choose? So this one is, well,
I love that scheme.
so I'll
I
read
vote for
this
that
out.
one.
So this is Roderick Stanley Dallas, DSO and Bar, DSC, Kreuziger, Avec Palm, was born, blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
Oh, what a
So he's
moniker.
born in Eskin, Queensland, Australia.
Okay.
Refusing to serve with the RFC, he joined the RNAS after completion of his training assigned to... Anyway, so what I'm thinking is, like, he's an Australian pilot. That's probably the first Ozcam aircraft ever, because he
Yeah.
just painted that himself.
would
You
do
can see
that.
he's gone over the number there. Or would you go a standard sort of green...
Shit.
Ah,
So this is Second Lieutenant Kenneth William Jr., 56 Squadron. What? Basileau? I don't know how you'd pronounce that. Gary, help! How would you? Oh, you can't.
oh,
even
first
see
one.
it.
Oh,
Bezier.
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 Sorry about that, guys.
Why
My
did
back-
you leave? So you guys, you sound like you're all sort of going ooh ah for that one. So
Yeah.
the olive drab with
Yeah.
the brown.
I'd like to know more about the history of the pilot, why he refused the RFC and went to the RNAS.
Oh, he's probably gay. Did I say that out loud? Anyway, moving on. Proved to be
Sorry
a
about
fateful
that.
day.
My back into
No,
spasm.
no, it's because as a naval pilot, he actually had to fly properly. He didn't have a whole Earth to aim at.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll keep reading. This is interesting. I'll read
On
the
the
rest.
other hand,
Why-
you could say
That's why
he needed-
American naval pilots are called aviators, because they're better than pilots.
I thought it's because they like their sunglasses.
So
I
he was
love the scheme. I think it's
assigned to the
superb.
1st Naval Wing at the end of 1915. Became the unit CO on June 14th, 1917. Before the merging of the Royal Flying Corps with the Royal Naval Air Service into the Royal Air Force in May 1918, he was
Well,
named
1st of
CO
April 1918, thank you.
Yeah.
April Fool's Day.
April Fool's Day 1918 was the founding of the Royal Air Force.
He was named the CO of Number 40 Squadron RFC, equipped with SE-5A fighters. June the 1st, 1918, proved a fateful day when he met a trio of Fokker DR-1s from Jasta. Well, it's probably Jasta, is it? Jasta?
Yasta.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Jasta 14, and was shot down by Lieutenant Johann Werner. At that
Mm.
time, he was officially credited with 39 kills. Some sources claim 32, which would put him in second place among Australian pilots. The standard camouflage scheme on the aircraft of 40 Squadron was complemented by the addition of chocolate brown PC-12 and ochre yellow on the upper surfaces of the CO's plane. The serial number was partially covered over as well as the roundels and remained only on the wings. So you reckon that one, when I eventually do it, that one?
Well, it's beautiful.
I
That
vote
looks
for
like
that one too.
beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a shame. Will work for me.
And the unique history behind it too. I mean, the history of
Shouldn't
the
be so
pilot.
bloody rude about the Royal Naval Air Service, then, should you? Bloody Air Force.
Yeah. Bloody Air Force. Yep. I deserve
Could
that.
also-
Well, they
You could
say that
also
it's a
say-
controlled crash landing on a carrier.
My inner monologue broke for a moment. You will forgive me.
See, what you should have said, John, was the Royal Naval Air Service are worse because they need to be closer to the battle to fly, so they don't have to fly as much.
You know what I
Here's
found
a fun fact. So, Jim, were
Yes,
you
sir.
aware that the Australian Air Force is the second oldest air force in the world?
No, I was. I am not. No. I am now. But no, I did
Right.
not know. Well, it's easy. It's easy to figure that out as far as combatant nations, because the United States. It wasn't until 1947 that the Air
That's
Force
right.
became an independent branch of service. Mottman's in. Good morning,
Yeah.
Tiffany.
Good morning.
Steve says SE5s are cool. Reminds me of my heroes Mick Manick, Albert Ball, and James McCudden. Yes.
Very
Yes.
good.
My
Yeah.
maiden name Ball.
SC5, a beautiful airplane.
Duke says definitely the Aussie, and he sucked John. I mean, he sucked in John.
Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's on its way up the track. Once I can just about see it come into view, I'll turn my camera on.
Okay.
So, by flying Scotsman, do you mean Sonic?
No,
Have they thrown him down the road?
Speaking of flying, he's running back down the bloody path.
I'll never forget the time I heard the term "Flying Scotsman." I didn't understand what it meant. I thought it was like a football team.
No, I'm not going to make it up there, Stuart.
Oh wow! Okay,
So you can just about see it coming in now.
we are live in Scotland.
No, I'm actually in England.
Oh, okay, my mistake.
So I actually got to ride on this about 15 minutes ago.
Wow.
Sorry, Duke, I couldn't resist. There she comes.
Oh wow! I'm always amazed. Real British railways look like train sets to me because of the colours and everything else that are on them. Oh my god! Look at that.
She'll be loud like.
Yeah. Well, at least they've repaired her after that crash. That was driver error, to be fair. What?
I'll turn the mic off.
Go on,
No, leave it on.
Wow.
leave it on. We want to hear it. Yeah, look at that. Turn the camera sideways, Tiff.
Beautiful.
Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful.
Oh my goodness! There it is. The real one. I've seen the train model. I've seen the model train. I should say.
60103 Flying Scotsman.
So, is this the one that usually lives at the National Railway Museum near York?
It travels around the country doing displays and stuff.
Hmm. It came to Sydney once, actually.
Hmm.
Somebody
Oh,
put
that's
it in
a hell of a
bag.
railway journey.
Yeah. Water on the tracks and all that.
That's gorgeous. Goes
From
forwards
looking up.
and backwards.
It came back. It came forward just so we could see it.
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
She is impressive.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Thank you for this.
I'm gonna have to go on the Train Sim World 4 after this and play on the Flying Scotsman.
Of course you will.
I will. I've got the game.
Oh, I have no doubt.
Yeah. I know you are. Yeah, I very much enjoyed having like a ride on it. I've got a video as well. So
Excellent.
if it's long enough, I'll pop it into the Discord. Good one.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I got a photo and that, a couple of photos. So
Did you get a picture of Sonic sat in his high chair?
no, honestly, right?
To see.
Did
I
you pick him
thought-
up to get him into the carriage?
No, they had
No,
special
keep-
steps for that.
Never did it, but it's nothing for me.
Is Mikey frozen? I think so.
Looks like it.
Aren't the Aussie train stations just like little shacks in the middle of nowhere?
Can be. Yeah.
Duke says, Jim, the Flying Scotsman lost 10 drivers on the way to Australia. They drowned.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, where I am, it's an actual train museum.
Mm.
York Museum.
So they've actually got a working replica of the rocket here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of working shunters.
That working replica, they used it for the anniversary of the Rain Hill trials. And my dad's family lived in Rain Hill, and their back gardens backed onto the train tracks, so they got to watch the race.
Cool.
Wow.
When he was a kid.
They've actually got one of the Flying Scotsmen, the actual coaches.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's like £8 to go on and have a look in, and I can't
Yeah.
afford that today,
Sure.
which is a shame.
It's a shock.
Well, to be fair, it's just wooden benches anyway.
But yeah, but it's like a proper tour. They actually tell you like the history of where stuff's made and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Excellent.
But I've got
I do
loads of
need to-
photos from last time I was here, and I can post them up.
Please do. Yes.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. I do need
That's
to go to
real
the
train spotting.
Just that. Look.
Hey, Gary, change my shirt
Yeah.
for you.
Oh, what's this one?
Hey,
Number 21.
Excellent.
Now, there are two guys who wore 21. Both of them were cornerbacks.
yep,
One was Leslie Fraser. He played on the 85 team.
he did. Yes.
Yes. And then another man came along a few years after him named Donnell Wolford. He played in the late 80s, early 90s. His career was cut short, but he was a great cover cornerback, meaning he could take a wide receiver down the field one-on-one, individual, no
Yeah.
safety help over the top. And this jersey's from 1994. It's got the 75th anniversary patch on it.
Oh, okay.
The
Yeah.
diamond
yeah.
anniversary from 94. So anyway,
Excellent.
Yeah.
Good man. Love it.
Never mind.
just crowding the camera time again.
I
Don't know.
don't mind. I do
I've
not
noticed your
mind
name, Heisenberg.
I'm sorry?
Your name is Heisenberg
Yes.
on StreamYard.
Yes. And if you look below that, I'm also known as the sexy bald guy. But I don't make meth. It's not 96% pure. I don't poison children, and I don't pump off drug lords.
When there's anybody watching.
Jumbo hot dog.
Duke says, I hope that Frank Spencer wasn't allowed on the Flying Scotsman.
Is there a joke there? Because I'm missing it.
Oh, sure is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I paid for us to get onto the Flying Scotsman. It was only £5 a ticket.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's
Not
good.
bad at all. Holy cow. I'd pay
So
that.
it was £5 for a ride. If you wanted to go into the main cab, like where hang on, what? No. Ketchup, whatever. No. Yeah. Sorry about that. Sonic's ordering food. Yeah, if you wanted to go into the cabin, like the driver's bit, it was 175 quid. And then if you wanted to help drive the train, it was 250.
Wow.
Well, I'd go with the 250.
Yeah.
That's a
So
So I
house here.
figured a fiver just to have a ride in one of the yeah, it was expensive, but I wish I'd have been able to buy at least, because Sonic is absolutely train mad. If I'd been able to get him at least into the cabin, then I would have been happy. But I couldn't pay 175 quid.
No.
Well, Sonic, you and my late brother are kinsmen.
So,
He was a train aficionado himself. He loved trains and the history of them. Okay. That's when you're having fun. So, Tiffany, how the train ride? It's £5 for
I mean,
the ride.
it's not a bad little museum. There's two parts to it. There's the main hall and the new hall. The new hall's recently just been built.
Yeah, I was watching a documentary on it the other day on YouTube.
Yeah.
Tiffany, the train ride, £5 to ride. How far does it go?
I'm not actually that sure. It's a 20-minute ride.
Okay, well that's good.
So I just to say it goes backwards to a certain point, then it'll go forwards to where we saw it stop when I showed you on camera, and then it goes back to the main platform.
Okay. Well, £5. I'm in.
Yeah.
£5, you keep going in again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Take me there and back a couple times. I'll pay 10. Here you go. Just stay in the train.
Yeah.
Well, that's
they've got
great.
the,
In the States, there are some places around the country you can go to where they have locomotives of that vintage, offer the same thing, train rides in a certain area in a circuit or something like that. So yeah, it's still very popular, although it's not really well known. But there are a lot of people who are very much enthusiasts of railroad.
Yeah.
they've got the Delta prototype there as well, haven't they?
No, they've got the Mallard here.
Oh, look at
They have
me.
the Delta prototype as well.
I just felt a little bit of movement there. That was. I do
John
love the
likes his
Mallard.
A4 Pacifics.
Yeah. No, it's got to be the sexiest train ever made, I reckon.
Do you know the funnel shape was actually an accident?
No, I did not.
I thought that
When
was
they
just the shape of the spear.
Well, when they were testing the aerodynamics in the wind tunnels, they couldn't figure out how to get the funnel to streamline enough. And then one of the scientists picked up the model and accidentally put his thumb on top of the funnel and squashed it. And when they retested it, it was perfect. So they made the funnel match the shape of his thumb.
Ha!
Okay. Awesome. That's very cool.
Little piggy. Piggy, piggy, piggy.
Paint him pink, Mikey. Paint him pink.
Donkey.
Museum will be closing in a bit.
He's not pink, he is flesh-coloured.
Yeah.
So,
I was going to say, paint him pink and float him over a Battersea Power Station.
Oh, yes. God, I love that album.
There you go.
Yeah, my favorite Pink Floyd album.
Oh,
You can have black on them as well.
I saw Roger Waters on his last tour here. Oh, God, it was so good.
That's tried all right.
In fact, from what I understand, I think David Gilmour said that they made that album based on George Orwell's book, Animal Farm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
That would not surprise me.
I've never read the book, but I heard it's very good.
It's a wonderful book. Yeah. It's I had a really good, those teachers that really sort of inspire you. Yeah.
Yes.
I had one of them in grade 6, and he took the whole class to to Westall Cinema, which is the other side of Melbourne. I grew up in the southeast, and we went off to see Animal Farm, the animated thing, back in would have been 1980, and life changing, absolutely brilliant story. So sad, but brilliant, absolutely brilliant book. Love it.
Yeah, there are teachers like that fortunately everyone can say they've had at least one in their educational time, and I was lucky to do that myself. And my 6th grade teacher, he took a kid in me that was failing everything and got me to want to learn. I refused to do a lot of stuff when I was younger. I was not a very cooperative child, and he got me to want to learn. And that's
the person
I think
that inspired me the most was my granddad.
Okay, that's good.
Because mum and dad got divorced. We would spend every other weekend at my dad's, but my dad was trying to work 2 jobs, so he'd be working on the Saturday nights anyway. So we'd stop at my nan and granddad's. So during the day, my granddad would be in his garage making. He used to make loads of stuff out of wood. He'd make proper dressing cupboards and everything, and bookshelves and that out of wood, really nice ones. So I'd be in the garage helping him with that, and then on the evening he'd be teaching me about history and stuff, watching films, and telling me all about the story behind the historic films and things.
Oh, did he have a beard?
No.
So it didn't inspire you that much?
he he was, in fact, the first person on scene on the Bulawayo mining disaster in Africa.
Really?
When the entire mine blew up. He was a fitter in the mines down there, and they were inspecting some of the ventilation pipes. And him and his mate were in the jungle, inspected them, and next minute, all they heard was this rumble, and then saw puffs of smoke coming out of all the ventilation pipes in a big as it went down the row, like one after the other. And they went, "Oh shit!" So they head down to Bulawayo, and when they got there, the guy in the guard room, there was nothing visibly wrong with him except for the fact that he was dead. There's no injuries or anything. And so they went and started going into the mine, and they were pulling bodies out. And as they were getting further and further into the mine, the bodies were getting more and more damaged and burns and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he spent all day pulling bodies out of the mine shaft and everything. So yeah, he was the first person on scene for that.
Wow.
It's that's an experience we'll never forget.
Yeah. Steve says, "I'm trying to twist my head so to see all the kits Gary has on his shelves."
Yeah, that is always interesting to me. Whenever I'm watching your stuff, Gary, I'm checking out all the kits behind you.
Oh boy, the desk I work on is full underneath it. The desk here is full underneath. There's a rack of stuff there that means I can only get 2 of the 5 drawers on that open. They're just everywhere, man, which is great. But when you're trying to think, right, what am I going to build next week? It's like, oh, jeez, there's like 12 up there that I think I really have to do those next.
Yep, I know what you mean.
Work out very well.
Well, I'm looking at my stash. Now, Gary, you made me go off and buy an Edward 48 scale MiG-21 MF.
Okay, wasn't my fault.
No. And that's calling out to me. But this Camel, I'm enjoying it so much, I'm thinking I might do that SE5A next because...
I've got an SE5A.
Have you? Of course you do.
I do. I've got a one... I think it's a 135th or 132nd or 148th. I'm not sure.
Rodin?
SE5A. No. I mean, I'll get up and have a look, but I'm not promising that I'll be able to get up and not fall.
Don't bother, Mike. We can check that on Thursday.
It's all right.
Cool. All right. Well, he's already done. Duke says in the second year of high school, our English teacher put on War of the Worlds by Jeff Wayne. It was nearly at the end of the year, so we didn't have any schoolwork to do. Can you guys educate me on Jeff Wayne? Who is he and what has he done?
He did a musical version of War of the Worlds. The HG.
Okay. Is he an Englishman or?
Yes, he is. Yeah, Maria photographed him one time for a magazine. His house, his parents are in the music industry, so he grew up like surrounded by people like Sinatra and things like that, and just like masses and masses of famous people. And he wrote this musical. He's fascinated by War of the Worlds ever since he was young, and he always said one day he'd sort of create a musical out of it, and he did, and it's just been constantly on tour for like 40-something years.
Can you hear me?
Absolutely brilliant thing. I absolutely love it.
Yeah,
Hello?
that's great.
Hey, Tiffany,
Hello?
we hear you.
No, it's Kaylee.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kaylee.
Mike will be back in a minute. He's just had another fall.
So that's the album cover.
Oh, God.
If you can see that, Jim.
Yes.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he's
Right.
okay. I've just come in the room to help him.
I reckon if you heard it, you'll know it. I'd wager.
You can
Yeah,
go.
Forever Autumn by Justin Hayward is a big song
So
from it.
good.
Okay. Okay.
It's very, very good.
Well, I hope Mike's okay. I hope nothing bad came of this. Tiffany, are you there?
Yeah.
Can you highlight the comments? I'll read them while Mikey gets himself sorted out.
So I'm here.
Okay, there you are. Are you all right?
Yeah. Just in pain.
I don't mean to sound like my father, but you could have waited till Thursday, Mike, and got it and had it ready at the camera.
Dances with Aardvark says, my granddad was a tank driver in World War II. I found out that he got his tongue shut off. He never talked about it.
Hi-oh.
Steve says, if you're not listening to Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds, you need to listen to it now. It is legendary.
It is great, yeah.
I will look it up.
Yeah. So,
Richard Burton was the narrator.
yeah.
Yes.
So, I was actually mistaken. It is the actual Deltic here.
Yeah, I thought it was because I saw it on the. I think they're moving.
Yeah, I think the Mallard might be in York then.
Yeah,
so I remember seeing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that they did have the Mallard in York.
Yeah, so it's actually the Deltic.
Celtic.
I can't remember what it's called. The curator for the National
You got to
Railway
switch rotation on your phone.
Oh, hang on then. Where is it?
There you go. Can you take some decent photos of it for me? Whilst you're there.
I can, yeah.
The shit photo.
Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Are you wanting in-depth photos? Because I can actually go inside.
Oh,
I'll show
that'd be
you.
cool. Yeah, take some photos.
Not inside, but I can like look in the windows.
Yeah.
Okay. Please do. That looks.
Don't fall off your chair, Mikey.
That's the Napier Deltic engine.
Yeah.
It's very
Apparently I have two of these.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're very special engines because they don't actually have a cylinder head.
No,
what they have,
how do they work?
The pistons are arranged in a triangle, which is where they get the Deltic name from. And
Right.
piston,
I remember you explaining that one time. Yeah.
Each piston acts as the cylinder head for the next one. Which is really cool. But it means they save a lot of weight.
But my favourite is actually right at the back. I mean, it's got like...
On that that line going down it, Tiff.
Yes.
Is that cream or white?
That is cream.
Cool. I wasn't too sure from the photos.
This one here?
Yes.
Yes, it's cream.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then it's grey on the bogies and that. And that.
Yeah.
English Electric Company.
3,300 horsepower.
How do you pronounce that word? Is it Napier or Napier or
Napier?
Napier.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, they're grey, Mikey.
Cool. I've got a light grey that'll do it.
Are you sure, Mike? That's the exact shade of grey. You better get it right, mate.
Oh, I know, mate. This is one of the things that's put me off doing the rest of the videos for it. I'm tempted just to go bugger it. I'll just make the whole thing and then that's it.
I think that's a better idea.
So I can't be bothered with the hassle.
LMS. What is that an acronym for?
LMS. London,
Midland, and Scotland.
Oh, okay, there you go.
That covers
it's basically the London to Edinburgh one, wasn't it?
I'll go for it.
Wasn't it the London to Edinburgh service or something?
I'm not sure. So, if you can see that.
London Midland Scottish Railway Company. There you go.
Yes, very nice. I like the logo.
Dances with Aardvark says Deltic with a locomotive class. It wasn't. It was the name of the prototype. It was the nickname of the prototype. The actual class was the Class 55, which was when it was adopted by British Rail. It didn't. It wasn't a Deltic when it was with British Rail. It was Class 55. If that makes sense.
I thought Deltic was just the name of the engine, the power unit.
Well, yeah, because the power unit is called the Deltic. It was they called the prototype the Deltic locomotive.
Look at me talking about trains and sounding like I know what I'm talking about. What the hell?
They called it the Deltic locomotive.
You recognise that?
Yes.
That's a thing. Oh, that's a rocket.
It's not a rocket.
No, what's that?
It's the one that competed against a rocket.
Oh, what's that French name?
Can't tell. It's too pixelated.
Yeah, the original, the proper rocket's yellow.
Yeah.
What happened to Rocket?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Is that a replica of the rocket and they've just not put the wooden cladding on then? By the look of it.
No, the working replica is actually outside.
Yeah.
You can't see it. It's behind a couple of other trains.
Yeah, that's locomotive number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a series on YouTube. I think it's called Curator with a Camera.
Yes.
It's a curator of this museum. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
He has a close look at all these stuff. And I subscribe to a train channel, Mikey. Oh my god. All my dirty secrets.
Do you know what? The live is now actually an hour and 56 minutes, but I don't want to go because I want to keep looking at trains.
I agree.
You want to watch your train film?
Yeah.
I might just have to skip next Thursday's session or something, or next Monday's session.
But if you want, Mikey, you can use my StreamYard. Just attach it to your channel.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a second StreamYard account anyway that I can use.
So this is a couple of hours from your house, Modman. Is that correct? 2 hours.
It's about a half-hour drive.
Okay, is that all?
So lucky I'd be there every day. I would literally be going there every weekend.
Well, you know what you're going to have to do now, Mikey? You're going to have to come up and visit.
Yeah.
And then we can bring you here.
Yeah.
Tiffany, is there can you just walk through the museum free, or is there an admission cost?
It's completely free. Completely free.
Okay.
Steve says, I want to do a train model now. I wonder if they exist. They do, and if you hang on a few weeks, once we've done the Spitfire, we're actually going to be doing a train model. And we're doing if you go onto Amazon, you can buy a company called Dapol, and the remolds of all their fixed kits. And that's what we're doing, is we're doing one of them, steam locomotive.
I found them in my local store at in Newcastle in Australia, the newer castle.
Yeah.
And
Gary's we're doing the Battle of Britain class.
Battle of Britain class.
Yeah, we're doing 3 Battle of Britain classes. So we're each doing a different one.
So on our recent trip to the UK in November last year, I said to the better looking half of the modelling twins, do you want to go to the National Railway Museum? And he said, fuck no.
Why would you not want to go to the Railway Museum?
This one. This is my favourite.
Oh, what's that?
That is Queen Alexandra's saloon.
Ah.
1902 to 1941.
Yeah.
It was Queen Alexandra.
I mean, it is like.
Oh yes, I've seen this one.
Wow.
Duke says, my wife and I went on the Caledonian Sleeper, but started our part from Ipswich to Fort William. Cool.
Holy cow. Hotel Snazzy Plaza.
Yeah, so this is actually like properly sealed up, because where you can see it started like
decaying.
So they've like properly sealed it.
Right.
This is a bathroom area, so that it can't thingy. But there are actually working lights. This is the bedroom.
Oh, yeah, I think I can handle that on a train ride. Yeah, I think that.
Could you imagine if you lay on that and the bloody train slammed on?
I know.
You'd go shoot it down the bloody train in your boxes, wouldn't you?
No.
Dancing with Hardback says the York Railway Museum is awesome. It is. I loved it as a kid.
Is that
we've been there as well. So
I think the problem is it's that big. I don't think I'll be able to get around there anymore.
No, this is a second coach of it. So this is a dining coach.
We can see Modmin too.
Wow.
Yes, we can. Yes. Hello.
Oh, Gary's dropped a bollock.
No, the cat knocked something over.
Bloody cat.
We're feeding. Bloody
James
animals.
says he spent some time growing up in near York. The museum there is well worth a visit. It absolutely is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, like, look at the detail on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this looks like something
Incredible.
out of the Victorian era.
Well, that's because it was.
Well, it is. It's Queen Victoria.
But it said 1902 to 1941.
So I said 1901. But hey, it could be Georgian, it'd be Georgian then, wouldn't it? So it's not far out. Edwardian, sorry.
Okay. Well, I'm just a little confused on the timeline and everything, but
Yeah.
I'm willing to learn and catch up.
Well, Queen Victoria died in 1901, and then it was King Edward.
Right. But it said Queen Alexandra.
Yeah, his Edward's wife.
Oh, that was Edward's wife. Oh,
Yeah, I think it's 1902 to 1941.
Yeah,
Right.
so it's the year. So it had been made the year he was coronated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he died pretty quickly, didn't he?
Yeah, and then he was taken over by George V.
That's right.
Duke says we were in bunk beds. Ha 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 ha. That would have been even more fun if it had slammed on.
Oh,
You
jeez.
both shoot off the end.
Be like the Three Stooges.
Yeah. Dances says, are there any Western class locomotives at York? I live very near Tilsley Railway Museum, where they work on steam trains, and lived on the Severn Valley Railway as a child. Cool. There probably is some Western.
There he is. Hello, Sonic. Good to see you, mate.
It says good to see you.
And you, man.
Hello there.
Ooh.
It's a great museum.
Ooh.
And they've actually got the conservation area inside the museum that you can see.
Cool.
Mm. They have like lots of information and stuff everywhere. They have donation bits where you can like help them, like donate to help restore the trains and stuff.
Yeah.
But
it's beautiful.
Very impressive. Very impressive.
Yeah.
Do you know what's also very impressive? Modmin's on a mobile phone and she still has better internet coverage than Wales.
Yeah.
They have free Wi-Fi here.
Oh, well, it's better than Mikey's McDonald's Wi-Fi.
Yeah, move your ass.
Ooh, now that's nice. That's beautiful.
Wow. Well, the old saying is they don't make them like that anymore.
No. Probably with good reason as well. They kind of went boom from time to time.
Yeah.
Well, I'd hate to be on one of those bullet trains if it ever derails.
Well, it happened in a certain Asian country not a couple of years ago, didn't it? It came off the rails and it went sideways down the rails.
Did it?
Yeah.
APTE.
It sort of all crumpled up, caught up with each other. There's videos of it on YouTube, but the country's government tried to cover it up and make it out like nothing happened.
Nothing to see here.
So
keep moving on. Yep.
They've actually got like a little memorial thing for people who served.
Yes, I've
the
got
wagon
books
works.
Oh, okay. The Great War. Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of the railway workers went over as railway companies. They got mobilised over to the Western Front to run like the small gauge railways and the main railways and stuff.
Right.
To get supplies to the front lines.
That makes sense. Yeah.
The railway drivers and stuff like that were taken over by women. Women worked in the signal boxes and things like that during the war. Ooh, shiny.
Neato. I like it.
Duke says the bed was against the wall, so if the brakes were slammed on, we didn't get chucked out. And Dancy says,
Yes. The APT.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
APT.
Yeah. Childish as he is.
Oh, Mike would be doing exactly the same thing.
Don't you bully me. I love you, but I kill you.
And this is the last time that we ever meet.
Yeah. I mean, they've got like all the different bells, and you can make like little crayon
Oh, there you
thingies of
go.
them.
We've got crayons for you, Sonic.
Oh, yes.
You could do rubbins.
Which one's this?
71001.
What? Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
Number.
Oh. 5,000.
Yeah.
Why is number 5,000 locomotive familiar? Was that a high pressure steam locomotive?
Hang on.
I'm sure that was the high pressure steam one. Black 5.
There you go. You can read that.
Calculated. Read it out.
Drivers,
So
firemen, and transporters of the Black Fives.
Right. Drivers, firemen, and train spotters loved the Black Fives. Their popularity came from their ability to go almost anywhere, do almost anything, and look good whilst doing it. Crews who turned up to work on the railway and found a Black Five waiting for them were usually in for a good day. They could keep pace with some of the faster express trains and were light enough and small enough to go where the biggest locomotives couldn't. Black Fives were so versatile and well liked that over 840 of them were built in a period of around 17 years. People nicknamed the engines the Black Fives by combining their colour with part of their official name. Is it Stania? Class 5?
Yeah, Stania.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That's what it says.
Excellent.
1935, this one.
Duke says there's a railway museum in Ipswich, Queensland, and it's quite amazing.
Mm.
Needs to be more railway museums, I think.
Mm. Got a little dandy car.
Oh.
Wow.
I like that.
Quite unique.
Bloody hell,
The
look
front
at
of
that.
it. Amazing.
You don't realise how big they are until you're next to them, do you?
That's
No.
true.
Dances says, went to Derby Test Centre when I was about 10 to see the APT. Cool.
It's a Royal Mail wagon.
Yeah.
Wonder if they were late back then, too.
They weren't allowed to be late back then. They did overnight service and everything on them.
Yeah.
Imperial number 1.
Yeah. And what I'll do is I'll turn my camera and that off. We'll go to the new hall because there is I can't remember what it is, but it's got a little tank thing on the back of it.
Little tank thing on the back of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sans Perel. So that one there, that was San. I can't remember the name of it. San Perel? Something like that.
Yeah.
That was up against the rocket?
Yeah, it could have been one of the competitors. That makes sense.
You know, without equal. I think.
Some of them don't actually have information on them, but
Yeah.
they're still nice to look at.
Yeah.
You got what?
I would be in my element there.
I like that. I'm so old and fragile, so please do not touch me. Me too. Me too.
Says the baby of the channel.
Another dandy cart.
Awesome.
What how the horses felt being transported on a train.
Dancy says, went to Derby Test Centre when I was about 10 years old, and that was 50 years ago. Sigh.
Yeah, I know how you feel, Dances. I'm in the same age range.
And you've got
locomotion number 1, which is the one that came after Rocket.
Mm-hmm. Isn't
There
it?
you go.
Sit you back there as well.
125.
Oh, is that 125 or 225?
125.
That's 43.
Ah,
Wow.
in
Fun
City
fact,
125.
guys. Fun fact, when I was a kid, I got to sit in front of one of these.
Yeah.
From
Really?
just outside Motherwell all the way down to roughly about London.
Even the Museum Tannoy sounds like a train station.
Yeah, mind the gap.
Yep.
No, a camera off. Camera. There we go.
Showed them the shunter.
Yeah. I've
Yeah.
gone around the whole place.
Are you going around there
shunter.
quick, are you?
Hey?
You go around there quick, are you? Before we go on.
Oh, we've been here about. This is like our third time here, isn't it?
I've shown the.
Yeah.
There's a shunter here as well. I've went and driven one of them. Part of my work experience. I was at high school.
Okay.
It's that blue beauty rig in there. One of them.
So I reckon I'm going to call this done.
That's cute. Oh, hang on.
To be fair, I think this stream should be about over an hour. It's like 10 minutes over, 11 minutes over.
Yeah.
So you've seen me. I did a dirty sludge wash over the cobblestones.
It
It's
does
the
look
same
good,
deal
though.
with the wall there. So like,
You're going to put some like streak grime on the wall or something.
Yeah. Well.
Take a pardon.
Yeah. I thought I did.
On the walls of his thing.
I thought you
Yeah. It's not
That
good,
looks
but it's there.
Well, John, I don't know if you really need to put too much more into it, with the tank being the centerpiece and pretty much blocking most of the lower part of the wall from view. I think you're going to be all right as is.
Yeah.
It'll do. Yeah. Basically, one of my main aims was to go for compact, if that makes sense. Like, I know people say have it on an angle, create interest, and yep.
I like it
my
like
first
that.
time.
It looks good.
So that's me. I'll call that one done. So next Monday, I'll head on. I'll do I want to start a diorama for a Spitfire and mechanics and stuff around it. So see how that goes.
Are you going to secure the tank to the base, or are you just going to glue it down?
I was just going to sit it there, I guess.
Okay.
Hadn't thought about it.
Comments for you. Comments, John. James says the plaster effect falling off the wall looks awesome, John.
Oh, thank you.
And Kay's just not my walking stick.
It's really
Chalky says, John, wow, great work. And Duke says,
two of them.
Duke says, fantastic work, John. And Nancy says, great tour, thanks, Modmin. She will be back in a minute. They're just heading to another hall to show us another train. So she will be back in a minute.
That's a Mark IV. I mean, I haven't dirtied that up. Oh my god, I just knocked all the string off.
Tanks are so bloody fragile.
Hang on. Oh no, there we go. It's still there.
No, they are. I mean, with a finished model, my God, I think handling a World War I biplane would be easier.
Yeah. Do make sure to like the live stream, people, especially since we've done all the train museum and everything today.
Yeah. Anyway, that's me. So for somebody who doesn't do armor and has never done a diorama, that's all right.
Great stuff, John. I'm impressed.
Gary,
good for you.
You know what we're going to have to get him to do next, don't you, Gary?
What's that?
A train.
The US ammo carrier, World War One.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. A wheeled vehicle is your next assignment, John. World War I era.
Yeah. ICM is a beautiful kit, man.
Yeah.
Have you got it on hand? If you show me, I might be able to hunt it down.
Yeah. Okay. Can you pass me that second? See where the big box is underneath the Fokker.
Yeah. I tell you what, I can't say enough about ICM and their gift. I mean, their capacity of turning out models. And not just turning out models, but quality kits each and every time. It's
yeah. I put out a video the other day of this one, Camp Stift, doing your 17
there it is.
thing.
There it is, John.
Cracker
Yeah,
of a kit, that. Oh, that. Oh, yeah, I'd do that.
Yeah, that is
Ooh,
a
look
neat.
at that.
I like that vehicle. I like the steering
This is the
wheel
one I
too.
got in
It's
the mystery box
practically
off Gary.
straight.
FWD type big. Let me take a note of that.
It's the one
love the
I got in
paint
the mystery
scheme,
box
too.
off Gary, which I was very
Okay.
happy with. I can't wait to build.
Is the kit number on the side?
Kit number is 35656.
Okay, I will have a look for that.
It's a beautiful looking kit. I can open it briefly.
Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, I've just
Or-
checked. There's none
or-
available. Oh, what a pity.
Even better, you could watch my video
That's right.
because I did a kit review of it.
That's right. You did.
Ah. Oh.
Yes. Mod
As
Min's
did
back.
you, Gary, correct?
Oh.
Yeah, but Mikey's one's better.
Uh-oh.
Oh, thank you, Gary.
Look what we
It's
got
got a
here.
universal carry on it.
That's a
Got a little
Vickers
universal carrier.
ammunition carrier, yeah?
Yeah. Well, universal carrier.
Universal carrier.
Yeah.
It's adaptive for different things. In fact, that is the one that the kit is based on.
Really?
Huh.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, so it actually shows Sherman tanks being loaded onto the wagon.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Whoa, that's very good.
Yeah. Oh God, I keep forgetting how slippy the floor is in here.
See, that'd be no good for me.
Oh, it's a nightmare. It's marble.
Yeah.
You have to wear some good gripping walking shoes, Mike.
Yeah.
Ones with spikes on.
Needs a wheelchair.
Yeah.
What is that?
Oh wow! Look at that, Kay.
Right.
It's a little bike that you ride on the train tracks.
Not one of them trikes.
Does that is that a pedal propulsion?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Wow.
it's a velocipede.
yes. Message, Modmin. Message for you from Dance with Aardvark. Great tour. Thanks, Modmin. HST also saw that at Derby Test Centre.
High speed
Cool.
train?
But it is forever here in this little museum now.
Walls from then often had Mr. What? No bananas. Okay. I'm not sure what that means.
Yeah. That was over my head.
He also says, now you need to find someone who lives near Bovington for another awesome tour.
Yeah, you talk about a museum I could go to every day. Wow.
Yeah.
I get lost in Bovington.
That
Yeah.
is a snowplow. They moved it in there the other week.
It is indeed.
Yeah, and the cool thing is about that, if you look at it head on, Tiff.
Huh.
Yeah.
If you look at the back of it, it's actually got a crew room in the back of it with a little stove and that in it, so that when they're
Cool.
out working in the snow, the crew could take breaks, taking turns taking breaks and things like
Oh, have a cup of tea.
Nice.
that. And sit in the warm.
There you go. I've
got
never
quite
been
a few,
in
like,
snow.
Coal hoppers and stuff like that down here and all.
Yeah,
Wow.
I want to see one of the Simplex locomotives from the First World War. That'd be awesome. They got one at Fistinyog Railway, I think.
It's another place I've been to.
I know a lot of the York Museum is closed at the moment for refurb.
Yeah.
Which is a shame. But
Yeah. I would love to build a model of that little Simplex locomotive.
yeah.
That'd be awesome. Make a little World War One train diorama.
But they've got like sewage haulers and stuff in here and all.
Mm.
Like petroleum tank wagons.
Have you ever seen one of them implode
No.
when they've collapsed the vacuum in it? It just goes boom, and the whole thing just collapses flat.
No, we have when we were looking at stuff, train stuff the other day on YouTube.
James says, if you're interested in military railway, Darlington Rail Museum is good. Not had much chance to wander about, but did some filming there with the British Legion a few years back. Nice.
That I think, yeah, that one's under refurb at the moment as well.
Yeah. This is
Because
the problem now. They've
we
all got
tried to.
money.
Yeah, there's another shunter.
Nice.
Yeah, we tried to go to the Darlington one a couple of months back, and it was all being like redone and stuff.
Yeah. He said it's only small, but they had displays about trains that took the troops off for deployment. Yeah. One of the biggest railway disasters involved British troops during the First World War.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. It was, I can't remember the junction. Shit. But basically, there's a troop train, and there's two trains ahead of it, and the two guys running the signal box, they had this sort of unofficial arrangement that was actually illegal, where it's so that the guy coming on the morning shift didn't have to get up so early. He would just get onto the next train, and then the guy in the signal box would just write all the notes. Instead of writing them in the logbook, he'd write them on a piece of paper, and so that the guy could have an extra hour in bed. And then the guy just copied it from the piece of paper into the logbook as if it was him. But it ended up being everything got confused, and ended up like hundreds of people dead.
Wow.
No, fun fact. I've driven one of these.
You have you?
Yep. Work experience. With a high skill.
Cool.
Quinton's Hill. That's it. There's YouTube videos on it, John, called Quinton's Hill Railway Disaster. It's really interesting.
Sorry.
I'll find a link to it and send it to you.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. LNER Green.
It's a steam locomotive.
Austerity steam locomotive. Juno.
Yeah.
Nice. Right at the end of the end of the age of steam as well.
Oh yeah, that floor does look slippery.
Yeah, it is.
That carriage that you're next to, the grey one, Dapol, in fact, both of them, Dapol do a model of both of them in double O gauge.
Yeah, they've got a little gift shop bit here as well.
Nice. Dances says, apparently it's called Mr. Chad, a very popular wartime graffiti. It often read, "What, no bananas?" Ah, gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Is that on the wall?
Yeah, possibly. Somewhere. Could go in the living room, actually.
I think that's pretty much everything.
Oh, okay.
Well, thank you for that, Tiff.
It's all right.
Thank you.
Really
Tiff.
appreciate it.
Wonderful tour. Thank you so much.
So every week you need to visit a different museum for us because we're cheap that way.
That's an idea for Canada.
She's our travelling correspondent.
Yes, you'll be our 21st century Mrs. Walter Winchell.
What? I'm trying to remember who that was in oh god, Fraggle Rock that used to do all the travelling. Was that Uncle Matt? I can't remember. Oh well.
Wow. Fraggle Rock. That goes back a way.
Gary, do you want to show us what you've been working on?
Oh, I've just been playing with bits and pieces and painting. Oh, I've put together some undercarriage parts, some wheels and stuff like that. Just been putting a landing gear wash over them. I'll put some dust on it as well, just to make it look a bit used. But just sort of messing around, really, just pottering today. Pottering. I've now got to go and clean up the whole of that area there. And do some filming. So
nice.
I've got to feed the dogs and cats first because they're getting angry.
Dances with Hardback says Class 08. I think it's probably a Class 09 because they used the Class 09 to shunt all the locomotives into that shed because they were talking about it on the YouTube video. John, you've been working on your diorama.
Yeah, that's done. But Camel, I haven't done anything on that. today, basically, I want to. I'm waiting for the top wing to glue in place, which it has now. But the next step is decals. Really, there's not much left on this. Basically, the undercarriage decals and rigging. But and I need to consider what the hell I'm going to build next, because I've got to have more than one thing on the bench at once, because I'm an idiot that way.
I've done the base layer on my donkey.
That'll do, donkey. That'll do.
There you go.
Working
Base
on
layer on
your
my
ass.
donkey. And the base layer on my pig. Ooh.
Oh,
Yay.
I've got to do the cockerel as well.
I've heard that about you.
Steady.
This has been delightful.
I've got something, Mikey.
Yes, mate.
May I show you what I was? This was mostly
Course you-
yesterday, but I've been
Course you
working
can.
more on the Fulgori,
Very
Lovely.
nice.
and you can't really see it here. Let me see if I can get it up closer. Yeah, you can't. It's just burning out too much. But I've been experimenting a lot with this lately.
Dry wash.
Yes, this is
Okay.
this clay-based wash, and I've been putting it into panel lines because this being of dark green and dark sand, anything black or dark brown is a bit too much of a contrast in the panel line. So I've been trying this color, which is basically like a dark sand, and putting it in the wash in certain panel lines. And I'm just experimenting with just trying to feel it around. But this is basically how she's going to look. I just got to put the landing gear and everything on, and I'm painting everything on the inside. The landing gear wells I had to paint over the weekend. I realized I left them untouched when I painted the entire model. And I got to put everything on and then put it in the display cabinet and get ready for the next one. But that's what I was working on yesterday.
Cool. Dan through the Hardbacks, are you by chance on Discord or Facebook? Because if you are, I can put the link in there for the documentary I watched about when they're putting all the trains into that museum the other week.
That would be something to see. That would be very, very interesting to see.
It is. The logistics behind it was brilliant. It was impressive.
There was a film made about putting the U-505 submarine in the Chicago Museum of Science and Industry.
Mm-hmm.
And then they made another one when they moved it from the outdoor display to the indoor gallery they've got it in now.
Yeah. Modmin, are you able to put the link to the Discord in the chat for me?
Not currently because I'm using my phone.
Okay.
Means that I can come out of stream. Yeah, I can do it.
If you could, that'd be great.
Yeah,
If
no
I
problem.
load Discord up as well, it'll knacker me. Slow
Okay, doke.
Thank you.
I will catch you all in a bit because I will have to leave.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Hey, take care, Tiff.
Thanks, Tiff. Great job.
Bye.
So, bye. Duke says, great show all. Thanks for helping me stay awake for work. Have a great time. Until next time.
Thanks for dropping in again. Well, not dropping in. Thanks for staying for 2.5 hours, Duke. That's a big commitment.
Right?
But yeah, Duke's the new Gary.
Yeah. So we've done 2.5 hours now. Wow, that's a lot. Thankfully, I haven't had to do most of the talking because you'd have been bored shitless. We'll be back on Thursday at 11 o'clock, John.
Yeah, looking at that Spitfire kit again. Do we have to?
Yeah, it's not the best, is it?
Hit the Spitfire.
I think we chose the wrong kit to do next.
Yeah, well, Well, I'm looking forward to the Dapole Battle of Britain
train.
class next. So because Gary couldn't wait for the Whippet to finish, so he can do the Spitfire, and now he's thinking, well, I don't want to play anymore.
Are there problems you guys are encountering with the Spitfire?
It's a challenging kit.
Yeah,
it's
not the best made.
Okay.
We're all having
Tiff
exactly the
just
same
put
issues.
the link into my Discord server. So if anyone in the chat wants to join, feel free. You can post your work in there, and I post links in there now and again, and we just generally chat. So yeah, Chalky says, great stream. Thank you.
Thanks for sticking around. It's great. Every week I really enjoy this. Well, twice a week.
I do.
Yeah, it's great fun.
Well,
Thanks
we were
again
saying
for
that.
inviting me, guys. It's always a pleasure. And Gary, nice to chat with you person to person.
You too, mate. Good to see you. Great choice of shirts as always.
Well, I hardly wear these anymore. Go back 30 years, and I wore them all the time. And but every time you're on, or I know you're out there, I'll throw one of these on just for you, mate. So good for you.
Do appreciate it.
Dancing with Aardvarks. I'll put. In fact, I'll try and do it now. In fact, Modman's not there, is she? Can Modman hear me? If you go on Facebook and look up Bearded Veteran Creates, you'll find my page. If you follow that, I can put links and stuff in there as well. That's not a problem.
One last thing before we go. This is before we came on live. Gary Evans and I were having a chat on Discord, and I was struggling with decals. HGW. So this is the latest one I put in as a test, and you can see how it just broke up there. So they're unusable.
Yeah.
But I've just painted it instead. Yeah. No harm, no foul. No foul, no. Anyway, yep. Anyway, it looks very different from what I thought it would, but I'm still enjoying the kit.
Excellent.
Cool.
Thank you, everyone, again.
Mikey, where's Mr. Morris? He's obvious by his absence.
He had a family emergency to deal with.
Oh,
so
okay.
He's done with that. Tiff has put the link to the Facebook page in there. If you go and follow that, I will put links to those videos that we've mentioned in there. And if you want to, I can obviously put more videos in there over time as well. I do like watching them.
Well, wish me luck. I'm giving it another try. I'm installing the Discord app on my phone right now as we speak. I just used the link to do it. So hopefully it'll be a little bit more, it'll be a little better for me. But I'll let you know.
Sure.
Because I would like to see that video you're talking about moving the everything into the museum.
I'll put them on Facebook. I'll put the link in the Discord as well.
Thank you.
Right, so time to head off. Johnny will say goodbyes.
Thanks
folks.
again. I can't thank you all enough. It's so much fun.
Great Tuesday morning, as it is in Australia now. So
it is.
Thankful for joining me. Thank you for coming on the panel, guys. Really enjoyed it. And thank you for modeling for the tour.
Good seeing everyone again. Take care.
See you all soon. Guys. Thursday, 11 o'clock UK time.
Be there, be square.
Yeah. Bye for now.